turn my mic on. There we go. Hello, everyone. Let's get this session started, shall we? Wow, Stream Elements, you're late. Anyway, so, Atemnity. A world filled with magic, filled with wonder, 7 kingdoms, each of different cultures, walks of life, types of governance, and a world full of life, love, and happiness. Harmony and chaos spread across the lands, equipoise attempting to maintain balance. Life is flourishing. But underneath it all, something dark is lurking, making moves. Can anyone stop this dark force, or will it threaten all of Atemnity? We go first to Doma. So you've been stumbling around this new, unfamiliar forest for a few days after having been transported here from your grandmother's. The sights, the smells in this place are both alien to you, but with the vaguest sense of familiarity. It's confusing. As if your realm and this one almost meet. Almost, but not quite. All of a sudden... Actually, ooh, no. Sorry. I wrote this before I did something else. Hold on. I gotta do a thing.
I feel like that's the shit I do all the time.
Yeah, not so... Yeah, no, you said... actually, no, yeah, you see it. I'm gonna say suddenly out of the corner of your eye, you see, it looks like a shadow move in the forest. And it's a very thick, dense forest. You've been following kind of a roughly trod path from where you came through. Or, yeah, where you came through. And it's just, you can't even see the sky at this point, but you see, just with your passive perception, you just see at the corner of your eye, you see, well, this is not good music for this. You see a shadow move. So, what do you do? You just wave to it? Okay. So you kind of wave to it, and as you wave, suddenly you start feeling, you start seeing first a shadow kind of creeping forward along the ground, and like these tendrils of shadows start to crawl towards you and start to crawl up your legs, and I need a strength saving throw.
I'm sure it's friendly. It just wants a hug.
Softly. As you see this, you try and yank out, but the tendrils, that seem more shadow than anything, but yet they feel solid as they begin to kind of wrap their way around your legs, reaching for, and they start, as you're trying to pull out and you just can't, it's too strong. They reach for your arm to kind of pull you down to the ground, like bent over double, forcing you to kind of bend, and, as that happens, sorry. As that happens, you kind of happen to glance up slightly, and you can see this shadowy figure that also seems solid moving towards you. What do you do? Yeah, it looks like a humanoid figure. It's just very shadowy, but also solid. and the shadows crawling up you seem to be coming from it. And you're technically restrained at the moment. What are the component, component spell components on Hex? Yeah, you can't really move your hands at the moment, I'll say, because you're actually fully restrained. That's just verbal. Okay, yeah, you can do that. You're only restrained. Well, you have to be within sight. For misstep, you have to see where you're going. So I'll say you can miss. I'll say they're about by this point. I'll say they're up to they're like 10 feet from you. So I'll say you can misty step behind them 30 feet. So then you'll be 30 feet from where you are. So you'll be 20 feet behind them. And from there, though, after you misty step, I need you to roll initiative. I'll just kind of theater out of the mind this part.
We're getting right into the combat here. I love it.
Apparently. Okay. Alright, yeah. Seeing you misty step out, this thing kind of spins on the spot, and when they look behind, spin around and look behind them and see you, they, first off, yeah, they're going to close the distance. So they're going to move the 20 feet towards you, or I guess 10 feet, 15 feet, whatever, what's math. And then you just see they kind of put out their hands, and exuding from their fingers down to the ground from their feet, just from their being, those tendrils start to creep out and try to wrap around you again. Strength saving throw.
Haley. Chat's having issues hearing us.
Oh, are they? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Then,
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
New pixel chat link.
Why are they having issues hearing? Hold on, I might need to do.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Gollum, what character are you again? Don't know. Okay, I'm going to address you as Don't know moving forward.
Try that. Testing chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's right. They heard you fine. It was more us that put in here.
Now I'm done. Now you guys are doubling for me.
Double,
Yes, I feel like this was literally me yesterday.
Yeah.
Hi, UFO.
Hello,
You're an
UFO
absolute
guy.
star. Is he literally called that UFO guy?
Okay, I might need to turn your guys'... Oh, I don't want to turn your cameras off, though. Why is it...
I do love it when Twitch is silly.
Testing... Yeah, it's just weird. You guys talk again? Or someone talk?
Blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah,
always
blah,
happy
blah,
to talk. I could tell a story. You want me to read a child's story?
Testing, testing.
Yes. You want to hear about all my best D&D traumas?
Can you guys...
My mom.
Oh, okay. I think he heard you. That's
Hey,
weird.
that's me, he says. Look, we're
I'm
heard.
supposed to be-
So
I had a bunch of hermit crabs. I named all of them. There was Hercules, Claudia,
Heavily flavored
Mr.
towards me.
Grumpy
Okay, hold on.
Butt,
I will
Leonardo da Vinci.
turn mine down a little bit.
What else was there?
Oh, you know what it is? That's just because I turned the
Climber.
volumes down in here. Sorry. New things with Twitch. Guest star is weird. Oh, your volume's high.
It's been years. I can't remember all my hermit crabs' names. I feel like a bad mother.
you failed us. You failed not only us, but you failed your hermit crab babies. How could you?
I miss my hermit crabs, man. They all died during the flash freeze.
How's that volume now,
10
guys?
years ago.
It should be better.
Do y'all remember that one cold snap that went through that just completely froze Oklahoma? Probably not.
I'm not in Oklahoma. I'm in Oregon, so.
Yeah, it was so bad that there was ice coating the branches like so thickly and so heavily. A lot of trees died because they would literally bend down and then snap.
And now we're all quiet, according to Nether.
Nether? Oh.
Yeah. It was super fun as a kid because, especially one of my dad's trees. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something. Did change that. Yeah, maybe. I'm just. Yeah.
Mindful of everyone's time here.
Okay, last check. Is that good? Everyone, you guys talk?
Testing.
I'm like a unicorn. I create rainbows and I eat grass. Don't ask me how I create rainbows.
You were gonna say I shit rainbows. Sorry.
I mean, maybe that's how they create them. They didn't say.
Maybe I do
Fair,
create
fair.
rainbows.
Okay, you guys are better. Okay,
Good enough for it.
Anyway, so you rolled a 14. So
Yes, I did.
as these tendrils are trying to crawl up you again, they are trying to grab you, and you manage to rip them off. But that's their turn, so you're up.
Cool.
We get killed.
With some mobility now, I will definitely hex this guy.
Alright, so he's hexed.
Oh, I think I rolled damage for some reason.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give him disadvantage on any strength checks he might try to make.
Alright.
And then I'm just going to pull out a short sword, take a slash at him.
Alright, take a slash.
That will be rolling magnificent today. 10 to hit.
You try and hit
Great
him, and he
start.
just kind of dodges out of the way.
Alright.
That's your bonus action and action, I think. Right?
Okay, yeah. I will,
Or do you have or do you have 2 attacks? I think you have 2 attacks, correct?
I do have 2 attacks, yeah. I'll take a second slash at him. 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Alright. Well, I will, with my 35 feet of movement, is there any trees or anything nearby I can...
Oh, there's plenty of trees, but you are...
I'm gonna run up a tree.
Alright, he will slash at you. He's gonna kind of spin his sword around. He's gonna try and beam you over the head with the pommel. Sorry, just checking something. Shit. 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, he's going to do 10 points of bludgeoning damage, non-lethal. So you're going to make your 35 feet towards a tree. So I'd say, Because you're kind of surrounded by trees. I'll say like, we'll say 15 feet. You can make it to a tree, and you're gonna try and climb a tree.
With my slippers of spider climbing, I can just run straight up it.
You're right. So
Nice.
you go 15 feet to the tree, and then you go 15 feet up. I'll say that. Will the tree be 15 feet? I'll say you can make it up 10 feet before you get to branches that are a little too thick.
Alright. Yeah, I will just pause where I have to for my movement. Turn around and be like, "Don't be rude."
Okay. He is going to. You just see him, kind of like speed, kind of looking through the tree branches. See him speed, and then he's something underneath. And then I'm trying to think if this would work. Yeah, you see. I'm trying to think. You just see those tendrils trying to climb up the tree. And I need you to make another strength saving throw. As they're trying to grab you out of the tree. Basically.
Nat 20.
Oh,
22.
and you
Ooh.
just pull them out. Your turn?
Alright. Is he like right below me?
Yeah, he's right below you, so down 10 feet.
Okay. Let's make this dramatic. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move out onto a tree branch a little bit here, and then just drop down on top of him and take 2 slashes with my sword.
Alright, you can do that. I'll say make an acrobatics check just to land okay.
Okay. Acrobatics.
And we'll say half damage because you are falling damage.
Horrible. 8.
Okay, I'll say you take the full 3 falling damage, but we'll say he takes. I can take 3 falling damage because you're falling on top of him.
Okay. And then for my attacks, that's 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And
Your sword is non.
17 to hit.
That one does not hit. Your sword is non-magical, correct?
It is non-magical.
Okay, roll your damage for the 22.
Okay. So that's going to be...
Should be able to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, 11, so...
Why did it roll 2 dice there? Oh, for my psychic stuff. So...
and also, I guess roll your d6, or roll your hex damage too, technically.
Okay, so that is 2 hex. There's the hex damage, 4 more.
You see the necrotic of your hex isn't quite digging in as much as you'd think.
Any effect from the psychic damage on the Dreadful Strike?
You see it seems to hurt it. And up close, you see it's kind of like they've got a hood up, so they look kind of humanoid. But with those tendrils, you're not sure if they're human or what they are. So that's your turn.
That'll be... I don't think I have any other bonus actions I can do. New character. 1 moment. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. So as he kind of growls as you land on him and then slash at him, dodging one of the attacks, it just kind of snarls and kind of hisses at you, and just says in this kind of deep, how do I describe this, kind of hissing kind of voice, you could say. Now, don't you want to help your grandmother? And that's it for now.
That was his turn.
Yep.
Okay.
He's prepared, but yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my second sword and I'm gonna just try like hold him in like a V shape, like towards him, like around his neck. If I'm still on top of him. Am I still on top of him?
Oh, that's right. I forgot to roll acrobatics for him to see if he got hit by you, but was able to stay standing. My bad. Oh yeah, I'll say that you managed to land him, so you still damaged him, but he managed to kind of step to the side.
Okay.
So I'll say you're not quite on top of him, you're right beside him, we'll say. Sorry,
Okay.
I forgot about that part.
Then yeah, I will pull out my second sword short and I'm just kind of holding him in like a crisscross pattern, like up to his throat and say, I'd love to help my grandmother. You would really love to help my grandmother.
Is that it? Or you
That's it.
He's going to say, come along quietly and perhaps we can make a deal.
Well, as long as you're friendly about it. And I'll sheathe my swords.
Alright. That's when you notice, as you're sheathing your sword, you do hear, walking up right behind you, another figure approaching from behind to, like, kind of pincer you. And, actually it's going to... That's what it do. It's going to attempt to kind of grapple you, and he's trying to place a cloth over your mouth and nose. So I need acrobatics or athletics from you.
Okay. Let's do acrobatics. Damn, 12.
There we go. This is the one that's not hexed, so as you're kind of trying to fighting, you know you saw him coming, you managed just to like close this cloth over your mouth and nose, and you kind of like instinctually breathe in without wanting to, because you probably possibly know what's in there, but yeah, instinctually breathe in, and you just suddenly feel the world kind of blur and kind of go woozy and dizzy, and you just lose consciousness.
All right, good game, y'all.
Next
Okay, you
one.
have a new character?
No, you're good. Didn't say you're dead. You're just unconscious. Serafina, you've arrived at your destination in
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I lost the caption thing.
Oh, shit.
I've also lost the caption thing as well.
Might have to deal with it. Hold
It's
on.
okay.
Yeah, we'll get that later. Sorry for people that need captions. You've arrived at your destination in Lakusa in relatively short order. However, the library that's donating the books to the Eos Athenaeum where you work was not in Pardon?
We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
You're kind of quiet.
Yeah, you are
but
quiet.
We do hear you. But I don't know if they hear us. That might be the problem.
Can you hear me? Tabbycat? Hello? Oh no. Oh, hello, new
Speak
Discord
to
message
us,
them real quick.
apparition.
There's another exclamation mark next to their live thing.
Yeah.
I'll try re-inviting them.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. It keeps kicking me out. I don't know why.
Unsure why either. This is new.
It's probably
You can
just-
hear us though? Don't worry about captions right now. We'll worry about it later.
I can hear you now. Every few minutes it'll just cut out and I have to refresh.
That's weird. But we'll try and get through this. Seraphina, you've arrived at your destination in Lacusa in relatively short order. However, the library that was donating the books to the Eos Athenium where you work, live, etc., was not entirely prepared for your arrival and told you to return the following day. So after you settle into a inn called the Grateful Courtesan Inn, and assuring any guards that are with you that you'll be okay, so you set out for like a quick little nighttime stroll to explore the city a bit, since you've not really been outside of Aberuthi much. And as you're passing an alleyway, you suddenly feel hands close over your mouth and begin to pull you down the dark alley. What do you do?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, you're very quiet.
I'm sorry?
There you are.
What do you do? We can hear you. We're just quiet.
Can I use Word of Radiance?
Technically, yeah. What's the save on that? Should be next to the spell.
We might want to hop into Discord if this keeps up.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it. I can barely hear. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna end the guest star. Everyone hop into the campaign game
Discord
chat.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Discord time!
1 second. And guest star. Annoying. This one. All right.
I can't believe we were kicked out.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna mute that for a second. Discord.
Hey, now you can send me a new
Okay,
link for
there
the
we
Pixel
go.
chat.
Yeah. I'll do that at break, so,
Did it work?
trying to get the session moving.
Alright, get the section moving. Now we can really just kick
Yeah.
ass, guys. Get
Yeah.
ready.
Anyway,
So do we
so
need to sign into Twitch again?
no, don't need to.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna close it then.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm totally
Okay,
stopping
just gonna
the stream,
roll
though,
save.
just so you know.
So you kind of do this word of radiance, and it flashes with the divine light, but you notice it kind of wins at the bright light, but it doesn't seem to affect them. And as you do that, the hand manages to close up over your mouth and nose and slide a cloth over it, and the grip is just too strong for you, and as you feel the cloth go over your mouth and nose, and you're kind of forced to inhale or instinctively inhale, you feel yourself getting sleepy and drowsy and woozy, and your eyes get heavy, and the world just goes dark. Oh,
Noticing
yeah.
a pattern.
actually,
There's
Doma,
the
one
pattern,
Character
too.
can I create
forgot.
next?
Pardon?
What character can I create next?
Oh, you're fine. Your character's still alive. Doma, one last thing. Doma, before you lost consciousness, the last thing that you heard was, my, won't you make a perfect addition to the cause? That's all you heard. You didn't hear anything, Seraphina. Irene?
Yeah.
Sorry, Thirsty. You've been exploring the Evergilian woods, so it's nice, kind of thick, overgrown trees, and I think you're probably on a little more of a tread path or road. but as you're walking out of the corner of your eye, you too see a shadow kind of moving off to your right in the forest. What do you do?
Okay. I'm used to traveling on the road by myself and sniffing out what people want from me. I think I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts to see if,
Okay, yeah.
let's see, just the surface thoughts, just to see if it's, yeah, any bad intentions or if he's looking at me directly, anything like that.
You cast Detect Thoughts and kind of spread out there for like any minds, and the mind you feel doesn't really have any thoughts per se. It's like kind of a static, I guess. There's not really thoughts there per se. Like nothing that you can really put into words.
Okay, that's creepy, but
and as you're kind of concentrating on this and trying to discern what you're hearing, not hearing, you fail to notice these tendrils of shadow creep across the ground to wrap around you, and I need a strength saving throw.
oh god. I think this isn't gonna be good. 14.
Yeah, you managed to kick them off. And actually you need to roll initiative again.
Okay.
I need to get the right thing open.
17.
You're first. Cause my dice don't like me. You're up first.
Let's see. I think I'm going to. Oh, I'm on a borrowed laptop. I don't know if my fucking wild ship's with me. I'm gonna cast. Oh, how do you get this away?
I'll say the figures about, because your detect thoughts will be 30 feet. I'll say the figures about 15 feet from you.
Okay. I'm gonna start, I think, with a second level ice knife.
That's an attack roll, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your attack.
18.
That just hits, so that is resistance. So that's roll your damage. You should be able to click the word ice knife in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, never mind. Did it? Oh, it didn't scroll.
That
there we
is 6 damage.
And also, because it also explodes as it hits them, so it also takes the cold damage. I think.
Oh yeah, that's dexterity saving throw.
I think it auto hits the one that you attacked, I believe, because it's hitting.
Oh yeah, that's because I hit it.
Yeah, so I think it just takes that cold damage as well. So that's 18.
Yeah. How far away did you say this guy was?
He's 15 feet away.
If I try and can I try and move behind a tree or something, give me a little bit of cover?
Yeah, you can move. We'll say you're in like the middle of the path. We'll say you can move 15 feet to the tree line, and then we'll say 25 feet to get behind a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, you just see this thing tilt what you think is a head based on general humanoid-ish body shape. Kind of walk forwards to the middle of the path and kind of look at the tree you disappeared behind. And then as you're kind of probably looking over, I assume looking over your shoulder, trying to see around the tree but be behind the tree, you don't see, suddenly like this shadow sinks into the ground, moves over, and then suddenly as you look back forward, you just see this shadow materializing in front of you. Bonus action. So it teleports, and it's going to yeah, it's going to take a couple of strikes at you with the pommel as it flips its sword around and to smack you on the head. Whoop.
I forgot the armor up.
Oh, wow. You should be able to just click the boxes. Let's see here. So that's a natural 20 and
Oh, jeez.
a 12 plus 9.
I
think that hits. So
it's
non-lethal damage though. So natural 20 we'll say is 3, 6. So 12 damage and 10 damage, bludgeoning. But non-lethal, so it just conks you on the head. How you looking? That's just 2 strikes, and it just hisses at you. Actually, no, it doesn't say anything yet. It just ends its turn after it smacks you a couple times.
Okay, then it's my turn, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna transform into a dire wolf.
Alright.
And I'm going to attempt to, let's see, to bite it.
Okay. Roll the hit. With your direwolf form. You should be able to click it from the extras tab thing.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, let's see.
Oh.
Here's my world shape.
Bad about remembering music.
Okay, sorry, I had to find it.
It's
I've got
okay.
it.
It's kind of tricky sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I got it.
Did it roll? Let's see here. Oh, there it goes.
21 to hit.
Just took a moment. 21 hits, so that's 6 piercing, and I believe your attacks in beast form magical yet?
Oh, I don't know about
I think it would be under your
I think
feature.
it's at a later level.
I think it's a later level 2, but I cannot remember.
Not sure.
Let me check. I don't think they're magical yet.
No, I think it's later.
Yes, they are. Actually, they are magical. They were magical at 6th level.
Oh, goddamn, yeah.
Lucky. Shit.
Definitely lucky.
So that takes the full 6. You just have one attack. You don't have multi-attack as a direwolf, correct?
No.
Okay. So you bite at it. Anything else? Oh, it's strength save too, right?
Oh yeah, because otherwise it's not prone, I believe.
No, it saves. You bite at it, but it kind of stands its ground. 17 plus 2. Anything else?
That's it. Maybe prepare to be on the lookout for any other weird abilities he has.
Make a perception check.
Okay. 26, natural 20.
You actually see 2 other figures, similar shaped, approaching. They're about 15 feet away.
Hi.
Anything else? I'll just say perception is just you quick glance around, so.
Yeah, maybe I glance around and try not to let myself be caged in. That's it.
They're definitely approaching from either side.
Yeah, that's no good then. No, then I just be ready for whatever comes.
Alright. So as it comes to their turn, the one in front of you is actually no, you just see these tendrils of shadow from all 3 of them stretching out towards your form, and I need a strength saving throw using your dire wolf stats since you're in beast form.
Yeah,
three separate ones actually, technically.
3 separate ones.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's not gonna be good. Natural 1.
So one of the tendrils starts to grab onto you. You can.
That is a 21.
So you managed to. One's grabbing you. One you managed to kick it off to the side. We'll say the one to your right. You managed to kick him off. And one more.
Natural 1 again.
So you just got like from the front and from your left hand side. They're just holding on to you. I'm gonna say as they do that, they kind of close the distance after they do that, and they're just gonna like the one in front I'll say is going to like clamp a hand over your wolf's muzzle, and then kind of hold a cloth over your nose because still gotta breathe, and you just start to feel sleepy and fall unconscious as a wolf temporarily.
Yay.
But yeah, switch music again here. Switching music is a thing. Next up, was it next? No.
I imagine it's me, right?
Actually, no. We're gonna do Lilith next.
Oh boy. I have a sneaking suspicion.
And then, yeah, I'm just saying, you're just settling into your room in your working in after a really long day, and you're just like utterly exhausted. As you kind of start to get ready for bed, crawl into bed. If there's anything else you want to do prior to actually going to bed.
Knowing Lilith, probably cry a little, then go to bed.
Oh, no. Valid. Okay, so you finish your nighttime routine, crawl into bed, and close your eyes, and the last thing that you hear as you're falling asleep, and like before you're like in that moment of like you're basically asleep, but you're just enough conscious to hear, you just hear like a whisper that says, "Well now, you're touched by a like being. Excellent." Corian.
I live in fear.
You're traveling through the forest of mist on your way to Aberose, and these trees are like hundreds of feet tall, or 100 feet tall or so. They're big, huge trees. There's a few shorter ones, but most of them are just it's a big forest. But you're on your way to Aberose in Cheliarinth. The mystical forest is quite beautiful and quiet. You're kind of used to the desert and plains of Stony Hill, so it's kind of nice. What is your passive?
Terrible. Like
18
for my passive perception.
Yeah. So As you're
Or
walking,
13 for my passive perception.
as you're walking through the forest, you suddenly come to a stop as you feel. Oh wait, no, sorry. No. Yeah. As you're walking through the forest, you suddenly come to a dead stop. You're not sure why, and then you look down and you see these shadowy tendrils crawling up your legs and lashing out towards your arms to try and restrain you. I need a strength saving throw.
Are they just at my legs right now? Have they kind of gone up the rest of my body at all?
They're reaching for your arms, but they haven't quite got there yet. Just need a strength save to start with, though.
Yeah. Yes, so 14 is my strength saving throw there.
Did it not go through? You might have to click into roll 20.
I didn't. Sorry, I rolled a physical dice. Bad habits.
That's okay. I'll trust you.
Let me.
It's okay.
Roll this right
What'd you roll?
14.
Okay, so you managed to jump a little bit and kind of kick them off.
Oh, good.
What do you do?
So, let's see, and kind of like looking around, kind of, do I have like a sense of like any others, or is it just like this one thing? And what can I kind of see like within, let's say, about a 60-foot radius?
Make a perception check.
Oh, let me actually roll it.
Yeah.
In this properly. Okay, and then we click the Beyond 20 button.
Yeah.
I think I clicked it. Did it go through?
You might have to click the roll 20 tab if you're just in different tabs.
Oh, that's because my roll 20 tabs crashed.
Oh, of course.
For some reason.
There you go. I can check the game
All right,
log.
let's try that again.
Hold on, I might be able to check the game log if it rolled. It did not actually go through in D&D Beyond anyway, so yeah, roll again.
So let's see. So I click on my sheet in D&D Beyond because I'm a dumbass, and then I go to the red Beyond symbol and I click that. Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, it made a sound.
There you go. Yeah, it rolled. You saw these tendrils, but you don't actually see where they came from yet.
Okay. So my first instinct I want to do is I would like to kind of take my flute that I have, my DOS flute, and I'd like to cast invisibility.
Okay, you cast invisibility.
Okay. And then, can I move anywhere? Do I have movement at all?
Right now you do.
Okay. Can I move? See, because at this point I understand, like, Corian's like looking around. He's like, "What the hell was that?" And Stinky just goes quiet and silence himself, and he looks around, and now he's invisible, and he's gonna just go ahead and he's gonna walk about, looking around, not really super aware of what's going around him, but he's gonna very carefully, watching his steps, walk about 30 feet to the northeast.
Are you walking stealthily, or are you walking just normally?
Well, I have invisibility. I'm not saying I'm necessarily sneaking, but I'm like carefully stepping, because what I'm thinking in my head is
it just matters because if you're walking stealthily, it'll be half your movement to move extra quietly.
For sure.
Yeah. So are you moving like half your movement to move extra quietly, or are you just trusting that you're invisible and moving?
I'm gonna trust that I'm invisible and moving.
And northeast, you said?
Yeah, and I guess I'm moving 60 feet.
Well, invisibility takes an action to cast, so it would be 30 feet.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay, so we'll say you went
even though it came from my flute? Oh yeah, because it is as an action, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still an action to cast it. Roll, what would they be? Roll a stealth check, which would be an advantage because you're invisible.
Ooh, yeah, oh, wait. Remember, Steven, you can't be rolling physical dice. That's first roll, and then second roll.
16. Okay.
I think my dice are broken.
Okay.
So
So
16 plus 3.
You
Yeah.
move to the
So that's
northeast, and you think you're doing good. Anything else? Because that's your action. That's your movement.
I'm gonna just take a stop. I'm gonna look around, and I'm just like remain kind of like sort of cautious and just whisper to myself, "Fuck."
Okay. That's your turn. Say as you're moving, you don't notice because you're walking and you're looking around. You notice a shadow kind of turn what would be like move. It's these three shadows have kind of moved to the path at like various intervals, and they're kind of looking around trying to see where you went, and then you see one of their heads kind of turn as if it heard something, and you see it move about, let's say it moves its full 30 feet, and then you just see these tendrils crawling out towards you, and because it gets lucky and it gets close enough to you because they're at different intervals. And I need a strength save.
God damn it. God damn, I rolled the physical dice again. Bad habits.
Put 2 dice away. Okay, 2.
Oh fucking god damn it.
As these tendrils kind of lash up around you, they can't see anything, but they're kind of surrounding and restraining your invisible form. I think we'll go to initiative there because it's actually a little more in combat per se. So roll your initiative.
Initiative now. Oh my god, what are these rolls?
It's like my DM rolls, really. And as like you just kind of you see the one that seems to have noticed you and did this ability, you see it pointing to the other ones in your direction, and you just see let's say one of them dashes and is just like 10 feet away, and let's say the other one moves 30 feet, and then you just see the shadow, it kind of melt down into the ground, kind of travel along the ground slightly, and then melt up in front of your invisible form as the other one that seems to have trapped you kind of walks up behind you. And I'm going to say they're both going to use actions to attempt to grapple you in your restrained state, if that makes any sense. I need athletics or acrobatics. You might be at disadvantage.
I'm gonna do acrobatics.
Let me double check restrained condition. Restrained. Oh no, 6. No, you just straight acrobatics. I always forget that one. Okay, we need 2 strengths from them.
That's 11.
So you managed to push off one of them. We'll say the one behind you that hadn't quite heard you anyway, but the one that heard you manages to get a grip on you, and so as the one that missed you didn't quite get a grip on you, it just kind of fumbles and pulls out a rag and kind of unfolds it a little bit because it doesn't know where your mouth and nose are, and just kind of like throws it up in the general direction of your head.
As I see this thing thrown,
yeah.
Can I use a reaction to kind of like hold my breath? Like as he pulls this out, is there anything I can perceive about it?
It's just a cotton cloth. It looks like
just a cotton cloth. Okay.
You can't tell. Particularly because it's technically this forest is like dim light and you don't have dark vision.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like kind of hold my breath and kind of just breathe in through my nose and not my mouth.
All right.
Maybe Because that's what I kind of would have done as I was walking.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mouth breathe to be too loud.
Makes sense. So you're nose breathing, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's
Ruffling
say you
down
do
the
that,
tendril.
and it kind of like fumbles a little bit, and then manages to eventually, because it's like, okay, neck, chin, mouth, and then it finds your nose and kind of clamps the cloth around it, and ends up having to use both hands since it's not the one grappling you, and kind of manages to pinch your nose shut. Or no, I guess your mouth breathing. So like as you're inhaling through your nose, once the cloth goes over your nose, and then you end up inhaling this like herbal kind of scent, and it like immediately makes you feel woozy, and you end up falling unconscious. So now that that's happened,
You didn't even give me a chance to. Lame.
You end up. I need everyone. This is nothing too specific. Just what order you're gonna wake up in. I need everyone to make just Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
God, you're just picking my worst stats right now.
Oh, decent.
Okay.
21.
Mine's a 5.
Okay.
How come it didn't end my my combat initiative?
Oh, because I didn't actually start the turn tracker, so
Oh.
don't worry about it. So we'll go.
But you can still see my results, right?
Yes, I can. So, Lilith. So I'm just writing this down. As you're kind of groggily starting. Oh, no, never mind. Seraphina, I didn't realize your role was not in there. So, no, Seraphina, as you're kind of.
Thinking it's sweet time.
Yeah, it's okay. As you're kind of groggily waking up, you just where is it? As your eyes slowly open, the first thing you see is a dimly lit lantern hanging above you, kind of like swaying like it's hanging from a tent. The smell of canvas and something herbal but pleasant this time. It's your nostrils. As your eyes begin to focus on the slightly swaying lantern above you, you start to hear the sound of really low voices some distance away, murmuring something incoherent at present time. If you kind of look to your left, you see the side of a canvas divider, and to your right, you see a small side table with a number of rolls of bandages and small containers of some sort of liquids on it. And that's when you feel. Actually, I have to add this. A slight burning sensation on what's your dominant wrist? Your dominant hand?
I'm right-handed.
So, on your right around your right wrist, on the inside, you feel a kind of slight burning sensation.
Ow.
What do you do?
Am I tied down or anything?
No, you're just laying on it seems like a cot.
I would sit up knowing that I'm probably going to deal with a headache.
Yeah, so you kind of sit up and, you're kind of blinking, you see what looks like a gnomish, gnomish person, difficult to tell gender, natural colored clothing, kind of lined around the eyes, wearing kind of browns and greens, a simple tunic and simple cloth shoes. Pants are blue and just like their eyes. Or no, pants are green and brown. Sorry, the eyes are blue. And they just say, "Oh, you're awake. Are you feeling okay?"
I want an explanation. Why was I taken?
Let's take. Oh, that wasn't us. We found you. We're still learning. I should go get Aurelius. Aurelius. You should speak to him.
Okay, then where am I?
You're in Everagil. You're under the care of the Watchers. I'll go get Aurelius, and you just see him scurry out of the tent.
Did he just say jail?
Pardon?
Did he say jail?
No, he said, "I'll go get Aurelius," and he scurried out of the tent.
No, I mean where I was.
No. Everagil.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No idea what that is. Okay.
It is a kingdom in,
Ah.
How the
Atemnity.
you will make it from the forest of mist to that? What the hell?
Sorry, I'm just trying to add something to each of your sheets at the moment.
Who's next?
We'll say Lilith, you're the next one to wake up. Because of your role. And the first thing you hear kind of inside your mind is, you hear, my dear, my darling, please answer me. Coming, obviously, from your ring. What do you do? Lilith?
The soul of Lilith has departed this plane.
I was muted. I was muted.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Okay, I'm here. I've been talking this entire time.
Aw.
Oh no. Classic.
I do it all the time.
It
I am
happens.
so sorry. Anyways, as I was saying, Lilith is going to quickly almost jump up at that.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
going to look at her ring, sort of blearily blink a couple times to try and wake herself up, and just put the ring like in front of her mouth, like, "Hello."
You see, well, for starters, Seraphina, you just see this, actually, Lilith, describe your character, come to think of it.
Okay, I can actually do better. I commissioned an image of her.
Well, for the people that cannot see that, describe.
Okay, I shall. Here we go. Lilith is an older-looking dwarven woman. She's got pointy ears, which isn't really uncommon for dwarves, I would say, but certainly not the norm. She's got pretty messy-looking black hair with just a single streak of gray down it. It's put in a messy bun. She's got pretty average clothing on, like a commoner's dress and an apron. She has a big nose, and most notably a unibrow. She just looks like a really sweet old lady.
Okay, and I'll say, Seraphina, you just noticed this dwarvish woman kind of jump out of bed. We'll say they're across the way from you. Actually, no. We'll say through the curtain you see, to your left, you see a shadow kind of leap out of bed. And actually, just for completion's sake, can you describe yourself, Seraphina?
I look human.
Noted.
I look human, but I have very gold hair, gold eyes. I don't know if they'll see my eyes, to be honest.
Well,
Not yet.
there's a curtain between us, so.
Yeah.
For the audience.
Yeah, I'm somewhat about 5 foot. I think 5'7" if I remember right. It's been a while since I looked at my character.
It's okay.
I definitely have armor on.
Yeah, I'll say your
If they
armor's
left
still
that on.
Well, I'd say your armor. You see your armor's kind of piled next to the bed. Actually, no.
Trying to get my-
It wouldn't be next to the bed because they wouldn't know it was yours. It's somewhere. We'll say.
There we go.
You don't see it at the
I'm
moment.
putting my picture in
So
now.
You don't see it at the moment, but yeah.
Definitely have fair skin. Even though I probably have a terrible headache, I don't look it.
Valid.
I have sort of a radiance to myself, no matter what. I don't know why.
Nice.
All right.
wish I had that.
And so Lilith, the answer you get is, oh, thank goodness. I was so worried. You did not answer for days. Where are you? I cannot tell. You obviously know the voice.
Okay. Days. I mean, I had drank a bit quite a bit, but I don't remember. She's going to look around the room, try and sort. I'm guessing she immediately recognizes this is not her.
Yeah, you just see, like, as you're looking around, I'll say you're standing next to the cot, there's just, there's, like, canvas dividers on either side, just a simple cot, lantern hanging above, and as you look around, you can kind of see there's obviously, there would be 5 other spots for beds, including one directly across from you with some sort of figure laying on it. And then, of course, you see a shadow to your right, sitting up in bed, I think. What?
I don't know where I am.
I?
She sort of jumps at the other voice. It's like, hello, hello, dear. Excuse me for 1 second. And she's going to whisper into her ring this time.
Okay.
Like, they can probably hear her, but she's like trying to be somewhat discreet.
That's valid.
She's just going to say, I'll talk to you later, dear. I need to figure out where I am.
He just says, all right, love you.
Love you too. Okay. And she just sort of claps her hands together, rubs them a bit, and looks around, and she's going to pull back the curtain so she can see who she's talking to.
Well, it's kind of like one of those canvas dividers that's like on a stand. So it's less like a curtain and more a stand. You can walk around it though.
Okay, yeah, she'll walk.
Are we in Brunswick? Is that where we are?
No. It's just, slightly,
I'm trying to find the village.
Oh.
Or the town.
Oh no, it's on I have a marker on there, but it's in Everagil to the upper left. So yes, you walk around the curtain. Lilith?
Hello, dear. You wouldn't happen to know where we are or why we are here, would you?
Could you say the name again, DM? Because unfortunately I have short-term memory.
It's okay. Everagil.
Ever Agile?
Yeah.
Okay. Ever Agile, according to this, I think it was a dwarf.
Gnome.
I beg your pardon. I am still trying to
it's
get
okay.
my mind together.
Gnome. It was a gnome. Gnomish.
A gnome!
Yeah. Masculine-ish, but not quite. It's kind of indeterminate.
Well, dwarves
Apparently.
and gnomes are pretty similar. I mean, we're pretty short.
I'm still trying to focus. I'm something hurt to my right hand.
And also, Lilith, that's when you notice too on whatever your dominant wrist is, would just above your Cavian your totemic mark is you feel a burning sensation as well.
She's going to look at her wrist.
And
Can I do a medicine check?
You can both look at your wrist and you both see. Hold on. Where's the? Oh no. Oh no, where's this symbol? Sorry, I need to look at something really quickly, because, yeah, it's been a while since I looked at the symbol. It kind of looks like, There we go. I'll just draw it on the map for you guys. Just drawing like the center of the map. It looks kind of like.
Oh.
Hold on.
We believe in you.
Yeah, something like kind of couple crescent moons, and like an ankh shape. That kind of symbol. Only a little more.
And I'm guessing, is this like branded into our wrist?
Yeah,
carved
it's like Lilith for you. It's branded like the same way your totemic mark is, which is the Ouroboros, which would be lower on the wrist for you. So everyone else's, yours is right at the where your wrist meets your hand, and Lilith, yours is just up a little bit above that. And Lilith, you can actually make an Arcana check on that one.
Ooh.
I'm proficient in it.
You wouldn't know much about this kind of the magic. This is about. This is more of a. Yeah.
I got an 11. She still has a headache.
I mean, that's enough to know that like there's something kind of just looking between the two marks on your wrist or your arm, I guess. There's something kind of vaguely maybe similar or familiar about the new one, but that's all you can tell. It seems kind of similar, maybe, you think? But yeah.
Oh, Nelby isn't going to like this, I have a feeling. Okay. Well, dear. I have no idea how we got here. I don't know if you were already here, but...
I just woke up just a few minutes ago, and that gnome went to go get someone. They said an R word again.
Aurelius.
I'm sorry?
Aurelius.
Aurelius?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm not going to remember that.
I wrote it down, don't worry.
Yeah, Erelias.
Brilliant.
Who dares leave?
I'll say it's a...
Do me a favor later on, it's give me
Oh
part
yeah,
of
don't
it. That
worry,
would
there's
be
a whole channel for that. I'll say it's about this time that...
Welcome back.
That...
What happened?
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Irene, you start to groggily wake up and see like the lantern hanging above you, and like a canvas tent, and like the burning on whatever your dominant wrist is.
Is there a blanket?
Yeah, you got like
Can
a
I
little
throw it over
blanket
my
on
head?
you. I'd say any armor you're wearing isn't on. Well, unless I think you wear leather armor. Unless you wear leather armor, it's not really on you, but you don't see that around you. But
Or either a blanket on my arm, I throw it over my head, and I say, "Oh my God, what did I do last night? I feel terrible."
You both hear this voice coming from, we'll say, 2 down from Seraphina, so next to Lilith, next to where your bed was.
I don't believe it was drink. I believe there was a white cloth that got put over my mouth.
Wait, what? Oh my God, Jesus! But those creepy dudes.
You just hear this
Who
voice
are you?
talking from a couple ways away.
I throw my arm from my head and I start to look at where the voice was coming from.
Yeah,
Who are you?
My name is Seraphina.
Okay, go again because I don't know you.
My name is Seraphina.
Am I supposed to know you?
I don't know. Were you?
I'm Irene. What are we doing here? Where is this?
I can't remember the name.
Everagil. It's okay.
Averagil.
You recognize that name because you know that's where you were wandering around in the forest, Irene. On your mission quest. And actually, for the people, can you describe what you look like, Irene?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm about 5'3". I'm a purple-skinned tiefling with dark hair, sort of ram's horns curling around my head. Wearing a lot of green, browns, and that's it.
Okay,
Oh, bright blue eyes.
fair.
Aw,
Okay, continue your
Baby
roleplay.
blue.
Whatever you guys are doing. I assume you probably come around looking for the source of the voices.
Over here.
See this like dwarven hand waving out from behind the curtain or the divider.
Hello. Oh, that
I
reminds me.
start walking to it, I pull it away, and I'm like, oh, hey.
Hello. Also, one thing I forgot to note about Lilith, she is also fairly chunky. She is very rotund.
It's very
Anyways.
cute. I like it.
Yes, she is. She is very sweet.
She's just wholesome.
I'll say by this time the voice isn't talking. It's probably woken up. I'll say both Doma and Corian, and
Yay.
you both wake up as well, kind of groaning and seeing that you're in some sort of canvas tent with a lantern hanging above you.
Oh, fuck.
And you
You just hear him groan. It's like,
you hear
I
that
knew I wasn't drinking.
you hear this voice coming from the cot that was across from yours, Lilith, where you saw a figure laying, and then Doma.
And out of
Yeah.
curiosity, DM,
Yes,
do I have my flute on me?
it's not on you at the moment, but you're not sure
Do I have
where it
any
might be.
instruments?
Not at the moment.
Fuck.
You'll see.
Oh, I'm pretty sure none of us have our weapons.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does Lilith still have like her apron?
Yeah. If you were wearing it, probably.
Yes.
As an apron, yeah. You're probably still wearing your apron.
1 second. Let me just double check something. I don't think I actually put it in her equipment.
Oh,
I did
it's
not.
fine. I'll say.
Can she have cookies?
I'll say you could have cookies in your apron. Why not? And I'll say
Yes.
basically if you have armor, you're not actually wearing it at the moment. But if you don't wear armor, you're just wearing whatever clothes you had. You don't know where your backpack is or weapons at the moment. You're
Then I'm
hoping
probably
they're
just
nearby,
wearing
but
basic
they're.
clothes.
But yeah, you're just wearing.
So Doma?
Yeah, Doma.
I was gonna ask. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi went out briefly, and I
It's okay.
missed a couple minutes.
It's all good. What's up?
I know I rolled real bad on that Constitution save, so I assume I'm the last one up.
You and Corianne are just waking up now, so you hear a few, I guess, female voices, 3 female voices talking, and I'll say you're kind of like across. Actually, they'll be probably right across from where you are in your cot.
Yeah.
And then one thing I'd ask is, like, as Corian is waking, does he kind of feel that sting on his wrist?
Yeah, you both feel on your dominant wrist kind of burning sensation, and looking down, you
Mine's
see
my
that
left hand,
the
so that's
symbol
great.
I drew on the map burned in, kind of like branded. And there's, if you refresh your character sheets, there's a new feat there for you.
Oh wait, a new feat.
Worry about it later. Worry about it later. But yeah.
Okay.
Gentlemen, you both hear these female voices across the way.
Yeah, I will slowly sit up and just kind of take in my surroundings and say out loud, so this is why Granny never wanted to leave the house.
Can you describe?
This is what happens when you go places.
Can you describe yourself, Doma,
Your
as you set up?
granny attacked you?
No, my granny raised me, and she didn't like to leave the house.
Oh,
I mean,
So
valid.
it's like, so this is why we never left the house, because this is what happens.
Describe.
As far as Doma looks, it's kind of weird. Like, you might think he's an elf at first glance. He's got very fine facial features. He's very pointy ears. He's very tall. He's about 6'6". Extremely long, like waist-length black hair, but he also just doesn't quite look right in terms of what elves are supposed to look like. His skin is like an extremely sickly pale white. His eyes are completely black, and he's got a pair of curling ram's horns around his head. He's dressed in very ragged, tattered black clothing. He's got some small black claws on the ends of his fingers, and there's a wreath around his head of thorns, holly leaves, and berries. And very thin for how tall he is. He's very thin.
And Corian, you want to describe yourself?
Yeah, so if you were to kind of look at Corian, and kind of gaze and look at him, you'll notice he's a very tall, he's about 6 feet tall, and he kind of carries with himself this sort of air of calm and majesty. He has this sort of shoulder-length silver hair that just kind of cascades just above his shoulders, framing his face with these sharp cheekbones and eyes that are kind of like this ethereal light blue, but they also seem to have specks of gold in them. He seems very calm, very present in scene, and if he had his weapons, or rather his flute, you would see that he carries with him always this sort of finely crafted flute that's kind of made by this almost madrone looking type of wood. It's got this sort of red hue to it, and and you can kind of sort of see that kind of etched into it. There's just these finely crafted sort of leaves, and just these sort of words, runic symbols. As a whole, he's a very elegant, very handsome, 6 foot tall man. Definitely appears human. He's got this sort of nice ethereal white skin, and he just is being, I guess you could say.
Alright, so what are you guys doing as you hear these voices talking back at you and talking?
So Corian's gonna kind of just rub his head, and he hears these voices, and you'll notice he perks up real quick, and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm going back to bed." And he just goes right back down, and he just lays up, puts his hands, and kind of stares at the ceiling, and he just lays there, and he seems to be kind of dazing a little bit.
Valid.
Can
Doma.
Lord see Doma where she's standing right now?
Yeah, I'd say so, because if you're standing at the end of Seraphina's bed around the divider, and he's kind of just back to your left, across from where your bed was, I'd say you can kind of see him.
Okay. She sees scrawny young man. He clearly needs some food, so she's going to walk over.
Alright, so this dwarvish woman walks over to you, Doma.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Been better. Not my first time I've woken up in a place I'm not familiar with, but it has been a while. You look starving, dear. Here. And she rummages through her apron pocket and pulls out a little gingerbread cookie that is in the shape of a chicken.
Oh, thank you
So it looks
much.
like an avian shape, Doma. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the shape is, but...
Well, thank you so much. I will immediately take it and scarf it down because Doma freaking loves cookies.
That's how you can tell
And
it's
as you-
gingerbread.
As he like leaned down to take it from you, you noticed as his head got closer to you, you were picking up the smell of cookies as well
From him, yeah.
from
Ooh.
Doma.
You smell like cookies?
Chicken cookie.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the more he leans down towards you, the stronger the smell gets of cookies.
As you're handing Doma this cookie, you see walking in, let's go in here. You just suddenly see the tent flap at one end of the tent kind of fly open with like a very exuberant kind of manner, and walking in, you see. I didn't have my folder open.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
Oh, can you
Nice.
folks just quiet down?
Walking
Just getting a
in.
quiet complaint.
I mean, valid. You see,
Quieting down is not my idea.
this tall, very, putting a photo in the NPC bank C2. You see this tall, very, very tall, probably like 7.5 feet, probably about a little taller than what Doma looks like. Elven-looking man with slightly longer pointed ears. Maybe Doma, you'd recognize it a little more Fae-like. Long black hair hanging down in front. Kind of a crown of like twisted silver crown of looks like it's kind of silvery kind of looking. Green eyes, slender face. He's got a wide assortment of clothes on. He's got a green cloak, this really interesting patterned robe over top of what looks like possibly a green tunic-ish, brown lace-up boots, and it's kind of the robe kind of sparkles slightly. And he just kind of walks in and kind of clasps his hand together, looking around at everyone, and says, "Ah, you're awake." Looks over at Corey and, "Yes, you're all awake. The other one already left. All right. So I suppose you're wondering why you're here and possibly how you got here, correct?"
Oh, you can only imagine what I'm
maybe a
wondering.
bit.
I would like
Right
to
now,
leave,
though, I could
actually.
use some more sleep. Yes. Yes. Can we go?
Well, there are better ways of getting people's attention other than trying to drug them.
I quite agree. It's really rather unfortunate. I can assure you,
Unfortunate is an understatement.
myself and my associates did not do this. In fact, we came to your rescue, although late. We didn't rescue you from being kidnapped, but you know what I mean. We found you. My name is Aurelius. I am the leader of the Watchers. Anyone from
And
Atemnity?
where'd you find us?
Getting to that. Anyone from Atemnity? So anyone but Doma can roll a history check on that.
Doma. Let me double check. Where is she from?
Oh, you're from Atemnity. Atemnity. Wow, I can't talk.
Words
Everyone but Doma is.
Okay, history check then. History check. Wee! I
You
pressed the
still want
wrong
me
button.
to, I don't
Heck.
sure.
15,
That's a
15, 23.
15 gang.
Okay, just need 3. Who are we missing? Serafina, you can roll a history check if it's coming. I don't know. It might be slow. There it goes. Okay, so we'll say all of you know that the Watchers are a group, a kind of worldwide organization. Like there's Watchers all across Atemnity, but they're kind of headquartered mostly in Everagil. They're basically a group that looks after the because Everagile in particular has even more portals to the Feywild and has more connection to the Feywild. They kind of watch over those portals and those areas where it bleeds in, and just keep things running smoothly, so to speak. Defend them, etc. Yeah, kinda. They just like make sure that anyone crossing either way isn't causing trouble. And you didn't know the name of the leader necessarily, but and Corian and Seraphina, which actually works out because you both were around a lot of books. You would also know that the Watchers are. What else would you know about them? I would say you would know that from what you understood, the leader of the Watchers was a half-elven boy named Randon. So this is a little confusing.
So I'm gonna kind of get up, and at this point I'll kind of pull back my curtain. I'll walk out, and I'll walk up. I'm assuming they're kind of in front of these bars.
Yeah,
here,
he's
right?
kind of standing just a few feet in front of the entrance, just before you guys.
I'll walk up and I'll lean on the bars and like kind of rest my hands on it just like this, and I'll just kind of look at him and I'll just be like, honestly, I am trying to figure out if you rescued us, why are we behind these bars?
Oh, you're not behind bars.
And I would very much appreciate it if you would let us out as quickly as possible.
Oh, you're not behind bars. You're just in, like, there's a cot and then canvas dividers on either side. It's totally free to walk out.
Okay, but we can walk out.
Yeah. There's no.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, you're not behind anything.
Before you decide to walk out, friend, maybe we want to know a little more of why we were put somewhere else, because this is not where I was when I was taken.
Yes.
And as I kind of walk up, do I see any tables or chairs or anything?
I'd say it's pretty open. Other than the bedside table, I'd say at the opposite end from the entrance where Aurelius came in, you do see what looks like a few tables, and it looks like a pile of bags and armor and weapons. And actually, you would see your flute probably laying on the table. You just see a pile.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm going to kind of walk at this person. I'm going to give him these pleasure to meet your acquaintance, and then I'm just going to keep walking, go straight to the table, and I'm going to go to where my flute is, grab my flute, and I'm going to just sit in one of the chairs and just kind of rest it on the table and just kind of roll it back and forth.
He says, "Oh yes, that's right. We're not sure why, but cultists be cultists. All of your armor and personal effects, we weren't sure whose was whose, so we just put it. It's all, I think, it's all there as far as we're aware, and in that next to the table down there, and pointing at the where Corian is sitting. You just see the.
I'll get up and.
Yeah.
I'll get up and go get my stuff.
Yeah, same, definitely.
But yes, he kind of clasps his hands together and says, "But yes, so this is kind of a lot, so you may want to sit down. Basically, from the information we've gathered and others have brought us, the 5 of you were, abducted, kidnapped, take your choice of words, for unknown reasons. You were kidnapped and brought to, it's we'll call it a chain location, and you seem to have been used in a ritual that is designed to free a lich, but a very powerful lich."
Excuse me there.
Sorry. what
And
did
you'll
you
just
say?
kind of see him put his head down and look at this dude. Firstly, I forgot your name. So remind me.
Aurelius.
Secondly, did you mention a lich?
Yes. It's
Okay,
it's
you're
a
gonna
lich
need
sword.
to expand on that, please.
Yes, it's
I've eaten one of those before. I recommend.
What?
Did you just say you ate one?
Wouldn't have tried.
You ate a lich?
I think so.
What it tastes
You mean
like?
a sandwich?
Wait, what is it?
You know, it might have
Oh.
been a sandwich.
Oh, by the divine. He's just gonna shake his head. He's-
yeah. It's just
Are you a cleric?
I'm gonna
Who?
sit down again.
Who'd you ask that to, Serafina?
Did I hear the one say by the divine?
Yeah, you heard
yes, you heard me.
that. Yeah.
A cleric?
I'm
Oh God,
looking at.
no!
Are you a cleric?
I can't handle them folks. No, I'm. He kind of shows his flute, and he's just like, I got a flute.
Congratulations.
Would you like me to give you a song?
I'm gonna hold up
It's
my
in.
flute and be like, I think I have yours. I think that one's mine.
I also took my flute. I want mine back.
I would think not, sir.
How many flutes are in this room?
Oh yeah, you guys. Also, you
Yeah,
guys
my
can
custom
easily
flute.
definitely see like your various instruments and aspects of your packs and such that you recognize as yours sitting in this pile. And Aurelius just says, "Yes, a cult. Well, you see, there appears to be apparently this lich is contained. His phylactery, I suppose, was split into 7 pieces, and it was contained by powerful magical chains of a sort. Not physical, but magical, you know, that sort of stuff. And this cult is going around breaking them. They've broken 2 so far. One, at least, for sure, has been secured in Cavia, so that's good. But yes, they seem to be, we assume from what our researchers have unearthed, they seem to be trying to bring this lich back. I believe they said his name is Fexir? Fexir.
You see Lilith's like shoulders drop a little, like she had apparently been holding her breath, and she seems to have chilled out a little bit for some reason.
Lilith can actually make a history check again. Actually,
Oh,
I'll give you advantage on
Why
it
do
too.
I get the sense that you're gonna ask us to do something real dumb?
I mean,
That's an 8.
you have
It's like,
advantage
but-
on this one for reasons.
Oh, I have advantage.
Before you do that,
Yep.
Before you do that, DM, can I cast Cure Wounds to get rid of the headache?
Yeah, sure. You got-
That's a
Okay.
4.
okay.
and
So then
I kind of want to
Great
do it.
job, Great job.
I kind of want to do it such that I raise my flute, and you know I just sort of play this sort of like quiet, serene, tranquil melody. And you kind of sort of see this like light sort of drift from my flute down my arms, and it actually focuses on my head, and then it goes away. And then like much better. Okay, now we can have an actual conversation.
Also, by the way, anything you expended in those, anyone that did battles, that stuff would be refreshed by now.
Stored.
So you just would lose the current Cure
Long
Wounds spell
rest.
slot. But Riley says, yes, you know, perhaps I should, and as he's saying that, you see someone else walk in behind him and say, Aurelius, I thought we were going to talk to these people together, and, no, I need to, you see walking in behind him in the NBC bank again, you see a tall man, I think he's about 6 feet tall, human, wearing basically all green, with kind of a greeny black cloak, leather boots, a staff on his back, sandy brown hair,
What are
and
you doing
blue
here?
eyes. He's like, "Excuse me?" As he walks in and stands behind Aurelius. He says, "My name is Xander Hamoa. I'm also trying to discover what is going on with these dark events, I guess you could say. I have a bit of a vested interest. As Aurelius was saying, yes, you were kidnapped by a cult and brought here. We actually had another group recently from, I believe they were taken to Stoneal. They've gone off on their own investigation. But they brought us information that this cult is trying to break this dark being out, and and from what we can tell, from what they told me, I believe, or what has come down the pipeline, so to speak, they from what we can tell, we're not certain that your role in this ritual is done. There may be let's call it life drain effect down the road.
Excuse me?
This just gets more delightful and delightful, doesn't it? And he'll just spin his flute.
Is that
and
what
just kinda
the
stare.
symbol on our right wrist is?
Yes, we believe that is this lich's symbol. You can see, every time he talks about the lich, you just see like on Xander's face this like kind of disgusted expression. And he just
God, undead, literally the worst. Question:
yes.
would this happen to be a set of necromancers?
I mean, it is a lich, but is a cult that is trying to free him. What do you mean?
Yes. Can it? Let me be a bit more clear here. And he just kind of stops, and he's all like, "From the information you have gathered, I've received a lich. I'm probably gonna die younger than I should, and this." And he kind of gestures to the symbol on his left wrist. This, whatever this is. Now, my question for you is, it's a cult? Are they mostly necromancers? Do they mostly spend time with the dead?
I would
Anything
assume.
more you can give us in that regard?
I would assume that this cult is necromancers. They're working for a lich, or in favor of a lich.
Okay.
So I would assume.
And do they happen, out of curiosity, would they happen to carry alongside them some blades? You know, maybe some shadow-like folks spawn really weird tentacles that crawl up your legs and, maybe chip toward you in like a cascade of shadows?
You actually kind of see his eyes widen, but Aurelius kind of like looks, kind of sees his eyes around and says, "Oh, that's what he meant." Well, this is Aurelius speaking. He says, "I believe so. A friend of mine was telling me about some sort of dark creatures that they fought that seemed to have such dark powers. Didn't seem to like the daylight much."
Good. I don't know if you're gonna ask us to do anything, but I'm down because I have a bone to pick with them.
I mean, what you
Did
decide
you
to
just
do
say
is
that they
up to
didn't like the
you.
daylight?
It appears so. They appear to thrive in the dark, shall we say.
That's a bit odd. I used a particular spell on them that should have hurt.
Well, depending on its power, maybe it perhaps did not they were hardier than you might have than you thought they were and withstood it, I'm assuming.
Anticipated.
Yes.
Now,
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
just
gonna-
ask this for the rest of the group. Oh, go ahead, Doma.
Oh, it's nothing important. Dome was just gonna sidle up to Lilith and ask for another cookie.
She is already taking out, like, I'd say, a small stack of cookies.
Valid.
I will go
Thank
to her
you.
and take one as well.
Just gonna, like,
We're
Grab
all
one
gonna
and
die.
then, like-
Might as well
I
have
still have a
cookies.
cookie.
Exactly.
Dome's gonna grab one, and then he's gonna kind of tentatively reach out for a second one.
She very gently smacks your hand away.
Oh. And he's just gonna,
Finish
and
your
he's just
first
gonna climb
one
up the
first.
wall onto the ceiling and sit cross-legged on the ceiling and eat his cookie.
I think they're in the tent.
It just got. He's
Oh, we're in a
just
tent.
like,
Never mind.
Okay.
I mean, you could crawl up the side of the tent. You got. Oh no, you don't have your spider climbing slippers on, I guess. Well, no, they're shoes. I'll say you still have those on because they're shoes. So.
Okay, cool.
Shoes stay on during kidnapping.
Yep, definitely. they're respectful kidnappers. Sorry, I can hold that in. So do you crawl up onto the ceiling, Doma?
If the tent will support me, yes.
I'll say you do, and it kind of strains a bit, but it seems to support you because I like it.
Or
And as you're
Corian's gonna watch this critter climb up this side of the tent, and he's just gonna be like, how do I do that? Gonna talk to Doma.
Oh, these are. I have some special shoes that my grandma made for me.
Oh.
Oh, did
Impressive.
your grandma take commissions?
Sometimes, but she usually. Yeah, she'll help other people out sometimes.
Well,
Usually have to give her something in return, though.
Oh, I mean, most definitely. I'm more than happy to pay for a pair of whatever lets me do that.
I'll be sure to introduce you if we ever stop by her house sometime.
Doma, I'd say with your passive perception, you do notice Aurelius at the mention of your grandmother, and might have to make a deal or give her something. You seem kind of start a little bit, just kind of twitch, but that's it.
Just wink at him.
He just kind of grins and points at you, like finger guns up in the ceiling, I guess. And as Doma is kind of walking onto the ceiling, and Doma, and actually, no, I guess we'll say everyone can kind of notice a very, very obvious kind of, what's the word? I'd say he would notice you and say, "What sort of fey being are you?" Under his breath, kind of. Probably Doma will be the only one to hear it, but everyone will just see him following Doma's progress.
Doma just winks at him again.
Valid. You know. Actually, I mean, you might have heard them mutter too. You had decent passive perception. But just as Xander looks around and says, "Oh, these certainly are a interesting crew. Let's see here. We have some sort of fey being. Fascinating." Looks at Serafina and kind of smiles and kind of just nods, just kind of respectfully at you, and as a acknowledgement of something. I can't remember if you know your celestial nature.
I nod back.
And then he looks at Irene. You just kind of nod at Chiefling, Interesting. And then he sees you, Lilith, and he just kind of scowls slightly at you. And
Yeah.
I'd say Lilith, in the back of your mind, or I guess, well, back of your mind, but I guess through your ring, you just feel Melvin, kind of like, you feel him shudder through that connection. Something that shouldn't happen, you just feel that shudder as Xander's looking at you, and his eyes pass. Actually, Doma can make a history check as well.
Oh, history check.
For something else.
Not a fantastic stat for me, but let's do it.
And
Roll.
Xander looking at
I am.
13.
Xander looking at Corian, he will look at you very curiously, but also reverently.
Reverentially.
Yeah, that.
Reverential.
Yeah,
And
reverential.
I'm just gonna look at him. I'm gonna like nod at him and then give him a little kissy face.
You're just gonna like.
And
You're
then
just
wink.
like-
And then just return to rolling my
Okay.
flute.
Just like all the men in the room are like winking at him and making kissy faces at him.
Doma, you would recognize about Aurelius and like just his general nature. You would recognize him just by look as an archfey, and there's something familiar about the way he looks and the way the more you hear him talk, that's kind of familiar. Like you've maybe seen him or heard him before.
Xander? Are you talking about Xander here?
Aurelius for Doma.
Okay.
And Xander was the one looking at you, Corian, and
Yes, I got that.
yeah.
I figured
Just
that
checking.
part out.
I will say, when they glare at Lilith, Lilith is just going to beam back the sweetest smile she can. But you will notice her eye is very slightly twitching.
Valid.
But
But
Stress is getting to her.
yeah, Aurelius kind of takes over, clapping his hands together again, kind of chuckling a little bit, a little nervously, and he just oh, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. My cat wants to attack my stuff.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I have a cat currently biting at my leg like it's a ham hock.
Okay,
It's,
valid.
painful.
Okay, so Aurelius kind of chuckles, kind of nervously, and just says, "So, obviously, you can do what you wish. You do not need to have anything to do with this if you don't want. But I'm judging by these expressions that you want to help."
Hold on.
Fight
Hold on.
them.
I must have missed the part where you told us what exactly we'd be doing. Because yes, of course, I am absolutely delighted for the opportunity to give those how shall I call them, heathens, a piece of my mind. But I'm not looking to get into some world-saving nonsense. I just want a book or two. Like I was on my way happily to a library. Okay.
I just want
I'm a
payback.
simple man.
Yes, well, we have a couple of options that we need investigated. I just want to make certain that everyone is interested in pursuing this.
And
Well,
when
I
you say
definitely don't want to
investigated,
be attached to something that can literally. I don't know what. I don't even know if I know what a lich does.
and what?
They're usually
I
pretty
mean,
nasty.
they're
Don't
terrible,
follow him.
terrible creatures.
Yes. I think I have nothing better to do. I've just sort of been working at a tavern for the past. She counts on her fingers. 2 years, maybe.
Corian's gonna see this like little short, sort of character, dwarf. That's right, dwarf, plump character, counting on their fingers, and he's gonna be like, I'm sorry, miss. I don't mean to be rude, but did you just count on your fingers to two?
What's wrong with that?
And he's like, just curiosity. That's all.
She sort of laughs a bit nervously. She actually looks a little embarrassed. I learned how to count and read a bit later in life, dear. I'm still quite, I wouldn't say new to it, but hard to teach an older dog new tricks.
Oh,
But
understandable. If
you
you
can't be
ever
taught,
want any
so
further practice or teaching, I'm happy to help.
Oh, I appreciate that, dear. I'll consider.
My pleasure.
And Aurelius just kind of smiles. That's so. Since I'm assuming everyone seems to want to do something, we have a few possible.
Well, wait. Wait. So I forgot to ask. I got a little distracted, and he'll kind of look directly at Aurelius.
Mm-hmm.
When you say investigate,
Yes.
do you mean you're gonna send us on some sort of grand adventure to dive deep into some godforsaken cave, dungeon, who knows, maybe even abandoned temple, and potentially die? Is that what you mean by investigating?
Hopefully not die, and we hopefully don't go into untoward or unnecessary danger, of course. But
Well,
we don't know what's going on with these cults.
that's a bit too hopeful for me.
More
I don't
information.
that's
believe
a lot of
that I should hope.
that's a lot of hope. But you know, well, I've only met these folks, and he kind of looks at each and every one of you. I would, as much as I may prefer to remain on my own journey, I guess, seeking whatever delights I have in my books and the music I play. I'm not one for a lack of democracy, but that's where I stand.
I mean,
I mean, I have things to get to, but at the same time, I'm pretty involved already, so I don't think just sitting back is gonna bring anything good towards me. So I'm in.
excellent.
I do have to eventually visit back to the library I was supposed to go to, but in the
What
meantime,
library was that?
Technically, yours. What you were going to the Lucusa library to pick up some books to bring back to the Aeos Athenium.
the what? The
Aeos Athenium.
Lacusa.
Aeos.
Aeos Athenium.
Athenium. Okay. Oh my god, I hope all this is going to be written down.
And
mean, it's in
is this in Aberystwyth?
The Aeos Athenium Seraphina is an Aberystwyth. That's where he came from. So you can answer the question.
Where do you put all the written down stuff so I know where you're...
It's in the wiki.
The what?
The
wiki.
The wiki. I'll link
The
it
website.
again. I'll link it again later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a lot of words, and unfortunately, it's going to take a while to catch on.
It's okay. It's all.
But
Should we-
for right now, I know I'm supposed to pick up books at the library and take them back to
Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth.
Libraries are nice. They always have the sweetest little fairy tale books.
Not wrong.
Indeed, they do.
Seraphina, they have a lot of fairy tale books in the library you're from.
They do or they don't.
They do. They've got books on all
Yes, they
sorts. Lots of stories.
Then you would enjoy the library I'm going to. Or was actually at, but they weren't ready for me.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Next thing I knew, I got attacked.
I don't even remember being attacked. I was just sleeping. I think I remember hearing a voice, but I just figured it was someone
I think
else.
the last thing I remembered was they saying that they were recruiting me.
Recruiting?
Well, I wouldn't call it recruiting, more so branding us like cattle, but it's fine. We can figure this out, I'm sure. Not the
just have a
first time I've
question.
woken up with a strange tattoo I don't remember getting.
I just have a quick question for Aurelius.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any inkling as to why specifically this group was chosen? I mean, they knew Lilith where she slept, so it's not just random pickings.
It appears, well, from what we can tell, there seems to be a variety of reasons as to why each of you was chosen. Not knowing each of you, I can't be certain, other than some of the obvious. I assume our Fae friend up here, it's not the first time a Fae being has been taken, so I assume that's something about his nature. Xander looks at Corian and Seraphina and says, both of you are celestial and celestial type connections, I believe, is probably why you were chosen.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the vote of confidence here, but good sir, I do happen to have more of a spiritual connection, I'd say, than a celestial one.
Fair point. I mean, still a powerful connection of sorts. So I assume that was sensed. And they look at Irene, and they look at you, Irene, and say, I'm not knowing you just from looking at you. I can't tell why they would want a tiefling. I'm not sure what you do.
Perhaps it's the opposite
Lilith,
of what they were
I'm not
looking
either at the moment.
The moment he looks at Lilith, Lilith is going to give them a look. The sort of look like just the slightest shake of her head, like, don't.
I think Xander kind of like is looking at you and just kind of like with that kind of sort of look of disgust and just says, Lilith, or you, just because you haven't said your names yet. Well, except for Corian. Oh, no, I guess you have to some people, not to these guys. Anyway, sorry, continue. He just looks at Xander. Just looks at you and sees the look and says, "Some sort of." They must have sensed the power within each of you, I suppose. But looking at you, I cannot tell why. But there seems to be some sort of connection to a power or particular kind of power that they seem to be wanting to draw from.
To me, Lilith looks like someone who would basically be someone's mom. No offense.
While all this
For some
conversation
reason,
is
that
happening,
comment seems to bug her for some.
Doma?
while all this conversation is happening, Doma's just gonna kind of try and surreptitiously like spider crawl across the ceiling like the girl from The Ring, and come up behind Aurelius and just get like uncomfortably close to him.
Make a stealth.
Oh, I'm enjoying this way too much.
Make a stealth check.
Stealth, alright.
Just need to.
Sneaky,
Oh, I was almost in that 20.
Oh yeah, he's gonna see that. Yeah, as you're doing that, you just see him like follow your progress. And then
I keep going. I keep walking up to him.
yeah, and then if you actually stand up, you would definitely be hanging down, like we'll say nose to nose, roughly with him. And she kind of like spins around to see you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna uncomfortably close to him, just be like, "Have we met?"
I don't think so, sir. Perhaps we'll speak later in private? He grins.
Well,
Just have one of those
Liz has-
faces. Okay. And I just
this has
stand
been
there.
great. I would much, and Corian's gonna stop. He's gonna watch this exchange. Sort of this delight on his face, like he's both impressed and inspired by this thing crawling on the wall and then just hanging down directly in Aurelius's face. And then he's gonna just
I'm
well,
amused.
I think that's about the majority of us here. Where can I get a drink?
Ooh, drinks do sound nice.
I can
Oh, I'd go for one.
We do have a bit
Best
of
cure
a
for a hangover.
we do have a bit of a traveling, we'll say, mess hall set up a couple of tents down if you'd like to go get some food and drink. I'm not sure how much alcohol
Yes, I
we
think that would
have,
be
really,
best
but
remedy.
other than
I have
Chinese,
alcohol.
You have
I'm in,
not
let's
died
go.
Yet, this.
He'll as I think it's Aurelius is talking. He'll gather his things and kind of listen to him because he's ready. And he slungs all his stuff together and he starts to make his way out. Unless there's any more, may I be excused, please? And he actually looks specifically at Xander.
I have a question.
yes. What were your
You said that this lich was trying to come into this world and needed us, and you talked about chains.
Yes.
Are these chains in one place, or are they in different places?
From what we understand, there is one in each kingdom at various points.
Gotta keep them spread out, I suppose.
No, never mind. Also, it's Alexander speaking. And Corey and Xander kind of looks at you and just kind of nods, and says, "Yes. Perhaps regain your strength, and we can discuss possible further investigative options for you."
He'll kind of wave his hand, give himself a bow, give a bow, and he says, "Thank you." And am I able to call him Son of Harmony?
You can if you want. That's the only name you know him by.
Yeah.
You don't know if that's the right thing to do, but
yeah. Thank you, Son of Harmony, and he'll kind of leave out while the rest of the group is doing their whole.
as Corian says that, but turns his back and walks out, you just basically see Xander kind of stiffen. Doesn't say anything.
Lilith is going to grab her stuff. You will note among her things she has. Is this fine, DM, for me to explain?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, she's got a backpack. She's got a chest. I never understood how D&D characters carry chest around. Is it like a backpack chest?
I figure it's like
Is
a
it,
little like. I was imagining it'd be like a little small like chest that attaches to your belt or something. I don't know. It's weird.
She's got. Oh, I never actually reskinned this. DM, just before I say this, just to confirm, I can turn my mace into a frying pan, right?
Oh yeah. We'll say
Okay.
we'll say for
That is amazing.
we'll say for for thematic, it's a frying pan. I like it.
I love it.
Yes, she does have a frying pan that she just sort of immediately. It's like on a loop of rope, and she literally just like slings it behind her onto her back. And
Awesome.
she also has what looks like a very worn-looking wizard's hat. Like, it doesn't go with the rest of her aesthetic, but she does have a hat, and she just sort of, I'd say, looks at it for a second, and then puts it on, brushes herself off, grabs her backpack and everything.
I guess I'll follow out with them and where they're going to get the food and drink.
Do you grab your stuff and put your armor on first, or?
Yeah.
We'll say,
Yeah, I do too.
for the sake of brevity, you guys kind of take a moment. If you got armor to put on, you quickly pull your armor on and head out and head toward and kind of look around. And Aurelius kind of pokes out and points at a tent to the left, a couple tents down. And we'll say that you guys head off to this kind of makeshift mess tent to go get a drink, and we'll take a quick, we'll say 5-minute break, okay?
Yep,
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
I will also say Lilith
do
looks
have to
very
take the
silly with
BYB.
leather armor.
It's valid. We'll say, yeah. We'll take a really quick BRB. Okay, so now we're back. So you all make your way to this little kind of, it's definitely very makeshift. It's just like a tent, and it's got a few like little, very ramshackle little tables with chairs around them. It's more of a, there's someone tending bar, but you can easily go up and order some food and drink. It doesn't cost you anything here. It's just kind of like a canteen or mess for the people, quote unquote, working here and working on this problem, so to speak. So you can easily
Lilith?
end up, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Lilith is going to walk up
Mm-hmm.
the counter and politely say, "Hello, a tall glass of your strongest alcohol, please."
Just say, well, we've got some. I'll just say it's a half elven young woman dressed in like greens and browns, and just says, well, I guess we got a little bit ale. It's not much. It's not the greatest, but we got some.
I went up behind Lilith and yeah, I ask, did I hear ale? And I want it as well. You can see this eager kind of look on my face.
Just looks at all of you. Will say as you walk up and says, "So, 5 ales?"
Make it
As I
6,
walk
and
up.
I make 6. I'm
Simplest.
gonna chug the first one.
All right, so they just kind
As
of
I
like,
walk up,
yeah.
and I kind of hear this sort of exchange, like, did you say you don't have many ales?
I mean, it's just a mess tent, a camp mess tent. We don't have the supplies of a tavern.
Ah. So here's my question. Does it cost us anything?
No, it's just supply. I mean, you guys were kidnapped, so
If anyone deserves it.
And I'll just like, and I will happily take one. You're strongest as well, please.
I mean, it's all the same.
Yeah.
And they just like
I
pour
One
you.
ale and
Congrats,
the
it's for
simplest
me then.
food.
You know dwarven constitutions.
Doma, do you ask for an ale as well, or?
Sure, I'll try one. I don't think he's ever had ale before.
Yeah, so you, I'll say you.
Baby's first booze.
I'm so proud.
You
They
each,
grew up so fast.
they just kind of like get some like little some tankards and just like pour some ale out of a little barrel they got in back there and just kind of put them on the counter. And you pick them up and like swig them. It's kind of like, for those of you that have
That was
had
water?
ale, we'll say it's like, it's definitely kind of weaker, or it's pretty weak. But it's like, it's got a hoppiness to it. You can definitely tell it's ale.
As I kind of sort of take that first swig, and I make a cringe face like as I swallow, like bollocks. Oh, this is, and I kind of gesture to the bartender, or the tavern keeper or the mess hall keeper. And is she approaching?
She's just, well, I figure you're probably still standing there. Like, it's not a very big mess tent.
Okay. I'm like, first, my dear, what's your name?
Corinne?
Corinne. And he'll just kind of like he has the sort of tankard in one hand, and he kind of leans in on his hand, and he's like, now, I do have to ask, is this what your generals are drinking, or even Xander himself?
Everyone's drinking the same thing, and we don't have generals in the Watchers.
Okay. I mean, my bad. That's my bad. And you can't say maybe give me something a little extra.
I mean,
It's
dude,
just
if
realistically not available.
if I had it, I would. You've been through some shit.
All right. It's been a delight, Corina, thank you.
I take my ale and the simple food and find a table.
Yeah, you can easily find a table. It's just like, maybe some sort of meat, potatoes, bread. Not much. It's something. It's food. Because y'all
It's
feel
food.
probably
Just
pretty
get
hungry.
and
some
as
bread
Learn not to
and
be
a bunch of
picky.
potatoes. Like a pile of potatoes.
Okay.
as we kind of look around, do we see like I don't know, like what's the environment? Is there any music playing? Like, is there a bard? Is there anybody?
No, it's any sounds you hear is like just kind of like regular sounds of the forest. There's like kind of like a slight breeze blowing through, not much, but slight. Maybe a couple of birds somewhere. Then there's like sounds somewhere else in the camp. You can hear like this just sounds of people walking around and rushing around. There's probably a couple of watchers just sitting at a table with a few notes and going over them, that sort of stuff. That's about it. It's pretty quiet considering.
All right, fair enough. So I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna drink my ale, and then I'm gonna just sit there for now.
Okay.
As I'm sitting drinking and eating, I'm kind of looking at my left palm and trying to figure out what in the world it is. I actually saw I refreshed
Yeah,
my thing and saw the feet.
yeah. It's basically like that symbol I drew on the Roll20. It's just that symbol branded into your wrist, or in Lilith's case, a little further up her arm, because of no reasons. I'm gonna say,
That doesn't sound suspicious.
well, I mean, because of where she's from, she's got another mark, but that one's expected. Oh no, I did put that on there. Never mind. I'm going to say, I see you guys are kind of sitting and eating and maybe inspecting those marks, because, I mean, the burning has kind of died down a little bit by now, or died down by now. Anyone proficient in Arcana can make an Arcana check.
Let me double check. Yes.
Just a second.
Roll.
Anyone?
Oh, heck yeah. That's a
Roll.
21.
All right.
Where are proficiencies again?
It'll say, it'll have a little filled in dot next to the skill if you're proficient.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Definitely not.
It's taking its sweet time. Eventually, it'll hit.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if it
yeah.
did well or not.
Nice.
D&D Beyond sometimes chugs.
No, I did not.
I mean, that's
proficient in
fair.
it, but I failed.
It's fine. It's still, it might be a little outside the realm of what your expertise will say. So we'll say both Corian and actually two different things. Lilith, I will say, because you have the two brands, and I would say I'll explain it. I'll show you the page later, but the procedure of how and why the totemic mark is applied. Basically that it's a long history of to do with dragon bloodlines and just the nature of the magic in Cavia, that just through generations people started to require this mark that essentially kind of extends their life a little bit beyond what their natural life would be, but also maintains it. Like, if you were to have that, if that was ever forcibly removed, you would die. But because of that, and because of knowing and studying this a little closer and knowing what you know about how that's applied, and the reasons why, and vaguely the magic behind it, you would be able to kind of sense and figure out that this new brand is applied in a manner very similarly to the totemic mark, but it's obviously very tainted, and there's something it's not quite right about it. Like
It's
it's
no good.
yeah, it's kind of like not necessarily hastily, but like it's just tainted by like actually you would given your the way your magic leans, you would know that it's kind of definitely tainted with necromancy and necrotic, and like that where the totemic marks stay is like a protective barrier that essentially holds your life force in and keeps it there. This mark is designed somehow to pull
Leech.
leech life.
Okay.
Yeah.
She-Sword just tuts as he looks at the mark like, oh, no, he's not going
Are
to
you
like this
describing
one
that to
bit."
everybody or keeping it to yourself?
I'm assuming I notice and observe the same thing. Yes.
I'm going to assume. Oh, sorry. Corian. Because you don't have that particular background, I will say that studying it and with a 23, that you can kind of glean the idea of that it probably drains life from the victim, but you don't fully understand how it works. You can definitely glean that it drains life.
Yep.
Well, dears, I can't say this with full authority, but I do think we basically have leeches on our wrists, which is not pleasant.
I don't see any leeches.
How do we get
the
it off?
symbol is basically a leech. If I had to guess, it's leeching to a lich, I mean, which is not ideal. But I can think of worse things, certainly.
Yeah, immediate
actually,
death.
Do tell.
What are the worst
is
things?
worse than having our life slowly siphoned to us to some undead abomination?
I mean, we could have died immediately.
I would almost think that to be a mercy.
Yeah, it
Oh,
depends. Yeah.
sweetheart. And with that, she's going to take a long swig of her ale. She is drinking it like water.
I'm right behind her.
Oh, mine is finished. Mine is finished.
Mama just plops down next to him and be like, the bartender didn't even ID me.
Why? Are
It's
you
crazy.
young?
I think
You know,
so.
it dawns upon me. We don't really know anything about any of us. We just kind of found ourselves in these states. So, if I may, and I'm gonna gesture over to this pale-looking, sickly, tiefling, fey-looking character. I'm gonna be all like, "Who are you?" You did the weird spider crawler thing. That was impressive.
It was very funny.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, my
It was
name's
very
Dumb.
I
highly
still want to get
amusing.
those.
Go ahead.
Doma.
Doma. What a lovely name.
Thank you. My grandma gave it to me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Also, if you guys ever meet her, don't tell her I got a tattoo. He points at the thing on his wrist.
Just cover it
I
up.
think
Oh, I
wear
know a
wrist-
little bit about
Get a
keeping
cool hip
secret.
wristband. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I would suggest getting a wristband because that's gonna get noticeable.
But make it stylish.
Yes. Wristbands. Check.
So let me get this straight, so I know what we're doing at the moment as we're getting to know each other. And if we try to remove this thing, we will die.
That's a very valid question. Would much like
Yes.
to know this. Oh,
Yes, we would.
so how do I get rid of it?
We don't. That's the fun part. We can't.
So
I think our
hold on,
definitions
Gabe.
of fun are very different.
Um,
So
I
so I can remove it and I may die, but I can't actually remove it.
and
Oh, I mean,
as you're
I
saying
guess you could remove it, but you would die. So
as you're saying
kind of a
that,
moot
um,
point.
I'll say Aurelius actually walks around the corner and says, "Ah, good, you're still here. I couldn't help but overhear what you're saying because I was listening. What can I say? But that is actually not entirely true, Lilith. Or sorry, my dear. I should know your name yet. My bad. But he'll be back. Actually, there he goes. Damn Discord.
Discord's rebellion with me.
Yes. That's not entirely true, my dear, to Lilith. Yes, indeed, this brand we've learned does have a life-draining effect. Exactly when or how or etc. We're uncertain yet. But what we do know is that actually removing it yourselves, like trying to burn it off or whatnot, would be inadvisable, yes, but because from what we've learned, this brand and the brands on the other people that have received this is connected to the chain from which the ritual that placed it there was born.
Are you saying we can get rid of it if we break the chain?
Oh, the chain is already broken, at least here and in Stoneal. The problem is
But are you saying I can burn it away?
that would kill you. But if from what we've learned, if these chains were to be, we'll say, reattached and resealed, resealing the phylactery piece, then from what we gather, the marks should either fade naturally or at least the connection to the marks would be severed, and removing it yourself in some way would be possible without danger to yourself.
Take a swig of my drink. And I'm like, wonderful. Now, you mind telling us where our chains are? Because if I recall, you said these were like in separate kingdoms.
Well,
And
the one that
I'd like to know where I got mine so I can get rid of it immediately.
well, see, that's the problem.
Oh no.
Well, the chain that the five of you are connected to is in a cave, not just on the outskirts of the camp here, but reattaching and powering the chain is no small feat. From what our experts in Aquarian have learned, Lilith, you would know Aquarian is the name of a small village in Cavia that's all magic, and it's basically forbidden to go there without royal assent because of some sort of danger. They say, they don't say what.
Near the Emblem Tip Conclave, like near that area?
It's near it's in northern Cavia. It's up near. Sorry, I'm looking at the map. It's closer to Caulfield, and just slightly north of that, just south of the Dedu Lock. There's a little town there, and that's where Aquarian is. But
Alright.
he just says, from what our experts in and researchers in Aquarian have said, it will require a tremendous amount of power, and a very specific and costly, apparently, ritual in order to do so. Now,
So we need a powerful wizard.
more like several. Or if anyone has a connection to the divine or a god, that would seal it permanently, you know?
I could ask.
So, I'll wait for Seraphina here.
Go ahead. Seraphina?
I do have a link with a god, but I don't know necessarily if they will help or not.
I might be able to help, or know someone who could help. I'm not
If
sure.
all we need is a few powerful wizards, well, you kind of look at it. He kind of, he had strapped his flute onto his waist, and then kind of unattaches it and pulls it up. He's like, I could see if I can't come across a few myself.
Yes, it's, sorry. I can do notes here. It requires the phylactery piece, which is another problem, is the phylactery piece itself that was chained needs to be recovered from the cult, which may be a later task, potentially, at this point. And then it requires 500 gold pieces worth of incense. Don't worry, we'll provide this. And just a very powerful spellcaster in order to pour power into this ritual.
So this is something we're
The more
going to
powerful-
have to worry about later down the line, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's more of a gathering pieces and also information to try and stop them, and maybe stop them as we're going. It's complicated.
I see.
I don't like complicated, especially not with my life on the line.
I mean, I don't blame you, I don't like complicated either.
Well, I personally don't like an imbalance between the living and the dead. So, as much as I scold myself for saying this, actually, you know what? Aurelius, good sir. I believe we were all kind of in our points of introductions, and we were a little interrupted. So, just for the sake of efficiency, my name is Corian, if that has not been received yet.
Corian, good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. And yeah, so again, I am not opposed to this idea of restoring this. What was it, a chain?
Yes, it's repowering, so to speak. It's complicated.
It's somewhat of a chain. It's more like something cosmic, more than an actual metal piece.
Yeah, it's
That would have been
metaphysical.
easier.
Metaphysical, you could say.
Right. Complicated indeed. And he's gonna take
Can
a swig, and he's like, well, time for some song.
Dan, can I kind of like just meditate for a couple of minutes and see if I can talk to Oedipus and see if they...
Echo voice, yeah.
I'm sorry, Oedipus. I'm getting...
It's okay, that one's a tricky one to say. Echo voice.
Yeah.
Um,
Oedipus and see if they have any advice on what I can do, what we can do about this.
Okay, how do you go about meditating unless you're casting some sort of spell?
Well, it's not casting. I'm
That's fair.
just sort of Is praying
Okay.
casting?
No, I was just asking if because there are spells that you can reach out to a god with. I just don't remember if you have
No.
access to them right now.
I'm very weird about praying. It's like I'm not one to get on one knee. I'm more like I sit there and I kind of meditate, grab my symbol, and just sort of in my head talk to
Okay.
my god and be like, tell them the situation. I don't know if it's him or them or they,
Equipoise is
because
they.
you said it's both.
Equipoise, you
they,
need to say
okay.
they. You would know.
Ah, thank you.
Everyone knows.
They.
Except for Doma would know that. Because
say that the situation and the symbol and what was said about needing maybe the help of a god to close it later, and if they have any advice.
So you just say this in your head, and you kind of feel a sense of you kind of feel a sense of like purpose or calm come over you, and just you just hear kind of a whisper that's kind of an ethereal voice in your kind of like in your ear. You just hear it say, what you ask will require the power of the gods if you truly want to seal this being away for good. There is a way, but Adelaide would know more, and you would know Adelaide is the head of your order.
Hello?
And that's
The
all
head
you
of
get.
what?
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'm sorry. It would
Yeah.
start. I was
Said that Adelaide would know more, and I said to Serafina that you would know that Adelaide is the name of the head of your order. But this is
Which
all
is
in your
in,
your head.
yeah, and that would be the order would be in Shelly
Yeah, Shelly Aaron and Aberuthi. Yes.
Ibaruthi. Okay, so I would have to go back there to get information.
Okay, but yeah, that's the information you get.
I come out of my meditation, sort of look at the others and go, "You all want the good news or the bad news?"
Just the good, please. I don't need any bad news.
Aurelius
At this
kind of
Well, the
point,
perks
good
up.
news
probably
is
moved away from the group some, so I probably don't hear this.
Okay.
the good news is that it can be stopped. The bad news is that we will be needing a god's help.
Well, the power
I
of one.
was told this. The
Well,
power of one.
Mm.
And you know how it is with gods. If any of you actually believe in any.
What are we talking about?
It's 50-50, honestly.
Yeah. We're talking about the repairing the chain.
Right, yeah.
And I was told that we will need the aid of God's power to do it. A God's power. It doesn't necessarily have to be my God. It could probably be any, as far as my understanding.
I'm
I
sure
do
something
have
will
to
come
go.
up.
We
My Nana's
can
pretty
more.
powerful. I bet she could help us.
Well, to gain more information, we might have to travel back to where my temple is in Abernathy.
Aberuthi.
I'm sorry?
Aberuthi. I'm just
Interesting.
saying that to try and help you remember. Go ahead.
Aber what?
Aberuthi.
Aberuthi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My
I'm
speech is messed
eventually
up
going
sometimes.
to
It's
get
okay.
there.
It's okay. I was just saying words sometimes, so it's okay. Go ahead.
But I mean, it's up to you guys what direction you want to go in. Any direction is basically going to be probably a good one at the moment because right now we just need to collect.
Yeah.
Lil seems to kind of fidget a bit. Like she's thinking, she's considering something, but she ultimately says nothing.
Okay.
I look
As you-
at Lilith and I ask her, "Is your husband going to be okay with this?"
That earns. She looks very surprised. Her eyes widen a bit. She sort of shifts a bit in their seat, like, oh,
I heard the ring. Did I not, DM,
No,
or
no,
did I
no,
not
no.
hear the
You
ring?
didn't. You didn't hear that. That's in her head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
I didn't make that clear. I am
You
sorry.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
To be fair, you probably did hear her talking.
Yeah, you probably heard her talking to
someone.
herself, but you wouldn't have heard the other side of the conversation.
I do apologize. Never mind.
You're fine.
I didn't make that quite as clear as I thought I did. My bad.
That's fine.
Continue.
You know what? Just for that, though, I will say this. Well, I know someone who might be able to help. He's very strong, very powerful wizard. Unfortunately, we are not on the best of terms right now.
Is
But
anybody
I
ever
think
on
he
the
Then
was
get on
able
better
to help.
terms, I guess.
I'm quite cross with him, you see, but I think for a situation like this, I might be able to overlook some, well, not really, but
Set it aside. Just set it aside. You don't have to overlook anything. Just compartmentalize.
yes.
Well, so far, we definitely have a start, because there's quite a few of us that actually have ways of getting a hold of powerful people. So that's something. Definitely a start.
Okay, so where do we want to
Anyway.
begin?
No, go ahead. Sorry. I was thinking a lot. My bad.
I was just gonna say, if you guys don't know, my name is Serafina Sharp. Since we were introducing ourselves.
I already completely forgot about that.
Oh, we should introduce ourselves. How rude of me. Why don't you guys go ahead first? I don't have much to say.
Okay, hi, I'm Irene. That's it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I loved your cookie.
Oh, thank you. Old recipe.
Yes, they were very delicious cookies.
Do you have any more?
I am running low, unfortunately. But
Maybe
just for you,
we can
she
find a
pulls
place where
out
you can
one
bake
last
again.
cookie. You get the final cookie.
I will be loyal to you forever.
Oh shit.
You see Irene
hear
just
that.
cradling the cookie in her hands, just a bit rabbit-like, just softly, very slowly chewing on it, savoring every bite.
I think
It's a really good gingerbread cookie. It has a lot of ginger in it,
Is it the
so
cake
it's
top
almost
one?
like spicy.
Is it the cake top gingerbread cookie?
It is the caked up gingerbread
Yes.
cookie.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
I think Doma introduced. I think you introduced yourself in the tent, correct?
Yeah, I did, and Corian did.
Yeah. Okay. We'll jump over because Corian said you said you moved away. What are you up to?
Yes. Yes. So is everyone still in the tent?
Yeah, everyone's still in the tent.
Yes.
You're just off to the side as they're kind of
Love
introducing
that.
each other's
Perfect.
names and everything.
So as Corian kind of wanders a little bit away, right? You'll see him. He kind of goes to like the center stage of this sort of or center area of like what this tent might be, and he pulls out his flute and he kind of looks around a little bit, and what does he kind of sort of see in terms of like how people are feeling or like the emotions that he portrays, like being portrayed?
I guess make an insight check.
Yeah,
And
insight.
what?
Insight check.
Love that. Perfect. That's awesome. Because that's like one of my best stats.
I love that.
Oh, it's rolling. Holy shit.
I'd
Plus
say
8. Jesus, nice.
to start
Sorry.
with, from all the watchers, like the bartender and the couple of people that I've seen you pouring over notes, you just get a sense of like that they're they're tired. They've been doing a lot lately, like working hard. The two researchers are like just flabbergasted over whatever they're currently discussing. And I'll let everyone else kind of give insight into what Corian might read from like your demeanor, how you're speaking, just
Body language, that sort
yeah,
of
body
stuff.
language, and just keep in mind of what you think. I'll let you all kind of judge.
I mean, it's a 23.
A 23. So it's not a
Yeah.
nat 20, but it is a high roll. So I'll let you glean how much you think a 23 would give.
All right. Does anyone want to start first, or should I?
And if everyone's trying to hide anything, quickly roll a deception check.
What kind of insight is this again? I'm sorry.
He's just getting insight into, I think, he said how, like, the general feeling and demeanor and the people in the tent, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's basically what he's trying to get.
Can you be a little more specific?
Well, if he's glancing over at Doma, I think he can tell that Doma's a little lost on the terms of the gravity of the conversation. You know, he doesn't really seem all that bothered about everything. And he looks a little bored, honestly, and you actually see him, like, looking at one of his nails, and then he just reaches over and slowly just rips his entire fingernail off, and just kind of looks at it, holds it up to his eyes, and then just, like, sticks it in his pocket.
Gross.
Ow!
Did not need to see that.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay. I will say, Lilith, you will notice a couple things off the bat. She also doesn't seem that bothered, but it doesn't seem to come from naivety of the situation, and more of like, it's hard to explain. She just kind of seems like she's a little nonplussed about it. It's almost as if she's dealt with worse. Other than that, you will also notice she's like fidgeting with her wedding ring. You will note she has a wedding ring and she's like rolling it like on her finger with her thumb. If you can
Okay.
sort of picture that.
Yep.
Like really fidgeting with it as they're talking. Yeah.
Oh! Rip my
Who's
headphones
next?
out. Sorry, continue. Continue. Seraphina, I guess. It's a general vibe of, like, how is Seraphina feeling, basically?
A little irritated, to be honest. You know,
I mean,
like it's not every day she gets kidnapped.
valid.
You know, not knowing too much about liches, I don't think she actually realizes how serious it probably is. And it's generally just trying to figure out, okay, I need to get this done. I need to basically get rid of it. I still gotta go back to the library. You know, just thinking about the list in her head, you know?
You're probably like
looks like she's
tense.
deep in thought and tense, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say also, because I forgot, Aurelius is also there. And you can see he's trying to hide it, but not doing so great. But he keeps looking at Doma, kind of, sort of nervously. Yeah, just kind of looking at Doma a little nervously, but otherwise kind of keen to know what you guys think or what you might want to do. Or he looks,
And then
I guess anxious about something. Probably something he wants to tell you, like what the options. But continue, Irene.
Okay, yeah. She's pretty stressed out. You can see just that they're all agitatedly lashing out behind her. Her foot is stepping anxiously on the floor. She's stressed.
That reminds me. Can you describe Irene? You're the last only one I think I didn't get to describe yourself.
Oh, I think I did.
Did you? I
Yeah.
don't
Didn't
remember.
she the tea thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I wasn't sure if you actually described yourself, because, yeah.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay. As long as you did, we're good.
Okay.
Um,
So kind of gauging the environment around me and just kind of sort of this sort of very boring and what he's going to view as a very dreary and really boring and if not moderately disgusted by Doma's nail thing. He's going to just kind of raise his flute to his mouth and he's going to give it a toot. Just a light little toot, just almost as it, and then look around, see if anybody's watching, and then he's going to do it one more time, almost as if he's trying to get a feel for it again. And I would like to play, sing a ballad for the environment around, and kind of see if I can't uplift the spirits.
Alright, so you play this, you play a nice, describe the kind of ballad it is. Did we lose you?
Ballad of the Pumpkin
Oh, no.
Cowboy.
We might have lost him. Yep, he froze again. He'll be back. This happens a lot. Discord.
His computer does not like him today.
Discord doesn't like his computer. Period. But yeah, we'll say he's playing this kind of nice melody and such. Kind of gotta wait till he comes back to know what he's
Well-
doing. Whoa.
While we wait
Yeah.
here, I have something for you.
Okay.
Pumpkin Cowboy.
Oh God.
What is
Oh, there we
the
go.
pumpkin cowboy?
Yeah, you back with that service?
Can confirm internet's broken.
Valid.
I didn't know the
So
internet
you-
could be broke.
Oh, yeah, so you start playing this ballad. Can you describe what the ballad is like in the mood it's trying to convey?
Yeah, of course I can do that. You'll actually kind of notice, so as Corian is kind of playing this sort of ballad, you notice he's kind of like stomping his feet a little bit and just kind of like he's playing it on a flute, but it's almost like an enticing upbeat rhythm. And you'll notice like every once in a while he'll kind of stop, and I actually have some lyrics wrote out here because it's me.
Yeah, this is you. I kind of figured you
It's me.
might.
Yeah. And as he kind of goes, like you'll hear like these lyrics as they go like,
Is he back?
"Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
gather round, my friends, it's time to feast." And he kind of continues playing, "Hi ho, from the greatest to the very least." And he kind of continues going, "And tales of valor and songs of yore. Hi ho, come one, come all, there's room for more." And he kind of continues, just kind of playing, and then as he goes on, he's like, "Here's to the cook with skillet and ladle. Hi ho, bringing dreams to life, not just a fable. Potatoes and pies and I guess cookies too. Hi ho, in this hall, no one's ever poor." He continues to kind of play along. And it's like, "Drink to your neighbor, share the bread. Hi ho, in this hall we put all worries to bed. The finest ale, not really, and goblets of wine. Hi ho, together we say life is fine." And then he'll like kind of like gesture to the crowd, like kind of trying to bring them into the melody here, saying life is fine.
I'd say the watchers are kind of like watching you, kind of startled, but they're watching, kind of starting interested. And Aurelius is just kind of like clapping along, just tapping his
I
foot.
love that. That's hilarious.
What's
If
Yeah,
you're
as he
having
kinda
trouble
continue-
with the hearing, make sure that the volume's up on him. Maybe you don't have his volume up enough.
With me?
Doma was having some trouble.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I haven't heard a single thing he said since he came back in.
that's weird.
That's weird.
Try leaving and
Uh,
rejoining.
Maybe.
When in doubt, turn it off and back on again.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good solution most of the time.
Can you hear him now? Talk it.
Yeah.
Therapist.
Yep, I guess he can hear me.
Okay.
He
but
missed
yeah.
the entertainment.
I know. There's a little bit more. There's like maybe 2 more verses, real quick. As he kind of
Can I
continues
join in
on,
on my
he
pan
goes,
flutes?
"Yeah, sure,
As like
why
a
not?"
symphony? Yeah.
I'm gonna say anyone that
So-
wants to play an instrument, roll a performance check. just to see if you can match.
Does that mean we?
Yeah.
But I already started, I guess.
Yeah, you've already started. Everyone roll, and we'll just see how in sync you are, basically.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
I'll come in with my flute as well.
Sounds good.
Hey.
Gang, flute gang.
Love
Nice.
this.
Oh, we're rocking it.
Seraphina's just
10
entertained.
notations all around.
That's glorious. And then, do I need to roll? I don't remember if I'm supposed to.
Yeah, may as well, just to get a gauge of how in sync everyone is. You're kind of setting the bar kind of thing.
Okay, I'm setting the bar.
Are these people that I'm with?
Come
Are
on.
they like really
Setting the bar quite well, it seems.
worldly?
Nice.
Yeah. What was that,
Oh my
Serafina?
god.
Or is-
I asked if all these members here are like really worldly, like they've been around quite a bit.
Does it look like you guys are worldly? Like you've been around?
Oh no.
I
No,
mean,
I look like a lost
I've-
child.
I'm definitely. I look worldly. I look like I've been around. I've been, I've done some exploring and that sort of thing.
that's an interesting question. I would say Lilith does not look worldly. She does not
think
look like
I
it. She looks
do.
like a trad wife.
I have like the typical fake traveler outfit, so yeah, you think I get around a lot the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, English.
And then, as I kind of wrap up this tune, I'll go ahead and cast levitate on myself. Because why not?
Alright.
Just cause all the
We got a
chaos, and then
Scanlan in our group.
I'm also gonna might as well drop in minor illusion too. Sure.
What do you minor illusioning?
Just like me, like an image of, or sorry, no, I can't minor illusion myself.
A small little
but
image, yeah.
but there is something else I can do here that is related to that, and I can't use.
I think you can
right now.
double
There-
yourself. Like it's oh god, I forgot what it's called. It's where you make two of yourselves.
It's a mirror image.
Yeah, and I don't think I actually have mirror image. All right, that's fine. I'll just stick with the levitation. And
I'll
I
make
just kind of
lightning
continue.
flash.
Kind of finishing off like a spell or a sword, we all have our way. Hi ho, but here we're all equal at least for today. And then it kind of continues like orc or elf, man or dwarf. Hi ho, in unity we find our true worth. And we just kind of continue. And then as it ends, it's like, so here's to this tall where stories unfold. Hi ho, a tale of unity, and each plate is told. Cheers to the hearth, to kinship and glee. Hi ho, in this feast of unity, we all are free. And then just kind of, that's the end of it.
And now,
And I just slowly lower myself.
okay, and I'll
Give
say
that.
with all the performance checks, Irene, and you're definitely pretty in sync with Corey, and you're kind of finding the melody and the beat and the tune, I guess. Domo, I'll say you're kind of getting it, a little bit lost, but it's not terrible from your side, but it's adding a different atmosphere to it based on like the music that you know.
Just over in the corner doing like the theme from the old Six Flags commercials.
Oh yeah. Sure. I think I've
Looking
Anyways,
around
I have
this
to get
place,
that one out.
do the soldiers here or the police or
the Watchers.
do they look a little bit like frightened, like
No, they just
or creeped out?
no, they're just like watching kind of curiously. One of them might be like tapping their foot or their finger on the table, but
I'm just saying I rolled a 24 for performance.
Yeah.
If they ain't up dancing, then
I mean they're pretty tired.
I expected standing
And
ovation.
they're also very
then I'm a failure as the bard.
nah, they're also very stoic people, so. But they definitely look entertained, like it's a nice change of pace.
Guys, we did it.
Good.
And then with that, I'll be like, another drink, please. And then I'll go back to my table seat.
All right. What else are you doing? We'll say the bartender brings out another round of ales for everyone.
Can I have a water, please?
Yeah, so she'll bring you a water, glass of
Weak.
water.
Sorry.
Yes, but sometimes we
Sorry.
need your head clear to think what we have to do. I
So
like a good
did
drink when we
use,
have the time for it.
did
That's
use
actually
one.
fair. And I chug mine again. Just kidding.
But Aurelius, as you're drinking your water or your other ales,
Corian? Or who? Aurelius?
Aurelius,
What
as
Aurelius is doing
yeah,
as we...
yeah,
Okay,
as you're drinking them, he just says, "So, did you want to know some of our ideas for things you might possibly do to help with this?" He's kind of like
Hit me.
steepling his fingers.
I'm sorry, I must have missed like half of this conversation. And let me get back into character here. Corian just kind of looks at him. He's like, I'm sorry, I must have missed something. What are we doing?
It's like you all seem keen to solve this problem and get rid yourselves of these marks. And as I told you, it's a difficult process. But there is some investigations we need done to gather information to hopefully and potentially retrieve things. I was wondering if you want to know some of the angles we were thinking about, directions you could go. With the choice ultimately up to you.
And then I'll look at the group and I'm like, well, I'll do whatever the rest of this crowd would like. And
I would
you'll
like,
see that he is
definitely would like
beaming
to
though,
get rid
because
of the mark.
he was definitely delighted that he got the chance to perform and play his flute, and he just takes a happy swig of his drink.
Valid. So Aurelius just says, well, as we've said, 2 chains have broken already of Viragils and Stoniels. The one Cavia was thankfully discovered and is currently better and well guarded by groups from Aquarian, I believe, at the moment, possibly Cavian army. If the king, yeah. So that one is, we believe, protected. Now we do have other chains in Cerelia, Thalion, Shelly although that one is technically guarded by the Shepherds of the Elements, the Air tribe, I believe, which would perk your knowledge, Irene, if they're part of your tribe. And Relarian, and so we know where the Shelly one is, and we know that. Well, we know that the Queen of Thalion knows where the chain is there. Uncertain if she knows how much information she's received yet about the situation. I think she's been briefed at least a little bit. Cerelia, we're uncertain. They're a bit... They've always been... They've kept to themselves, shall we say. And Relarian, I believe it's... I think we know where it is, but we don't know its status. But we haven't seen a big pillar of light in the sky, so that's good. That seems to be the indicator of when a chain is broken, so... So there's potential of traveling to any of those chains to check on their status and make sure things are all right. There's also we did receive information from this other group that the cultist's last known base, because apparently it seems to move, judging by the map that was found, or fragment of map. The last known location was in Cerelia, somewhere in the Lemuse Mountains. So that's a more dangerous one because we're not certain if they're there, how powerful they are, although we know they're quite powerful based on events that happened. And so there is that, but it is while going there to retrieve what we believe is a ritual book that is assisting them in breaking these chains would be valuable. It is a more dangerous mission.
How dangerous are we talking?
Let's put it this way. There's already been deaths and resurrections surrounding this. Well, related to this, I should say. But,
Oh, well, I'm too keen on dying before I get rid of this thing.
yes, as I said, it's a more challenging option. Unless you're very confident in your ability to be sneaky. Then there's also what else? Yes, mostly if you want to check out in with any of the chains, potentially if anyone has any connections to mages or mages of power that might be willing to help with rebinding the 2 broken chains and hopefully not having others broken, but you know.
Lilith loudly sips her ale.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna kind of look over at Lilith for a second. I'm like, what? Do you know a powerful mage, per se?
Well, I suppose
Well,
I may
this seems
be-
like a fine choice, don't you think so?
I may be married to one.
I did see you playing with your wedding band there earlier.
Yes, it's very fun to fidget with.
I can imagine.
It's not like we don't talk often. We're just going through a bit of a disagreement right now. But
As couples
given
do.
the severity of the situation, I could try and talk to him.
That would be
there's a great
greatly
many
appreciated.
Yes, yes. And one thing I would add, in addition, there's a great many things I learned from the spirits that I commune with. And among that is, disagreements are very common in relationships, and oftentimes they serve to deepen the bond. So,
She
just keep
gives
that in
to
mind.
you a look. It's not necessarily a nasty look, but more of a, oh honey, sort of look.
I'm just gonna take a sip of my ale. Give her a little, just like a little nervous
It's the
look.
oh really look, right?
It's more of a, it almost looks kind of sad. You get the feeling that whatever she is having a disagreement on is pretty severe.
But didn't they say we needed a lot of mages, like a lot of wizards?
That's a good point.
And according to my god, we will also need the help of a god's power, which I can help with, but I do have to talk to the head of it's my order, right, DM?
Yeah, your order.
Yeah, head of my order. And do I know anything about the queen in Shelter?
Shelly Aarons?
Yeah.
You would know that the Kinsley family, Kinsley, has been ruling for the last several hundred years through the generations, and that Queen Charlotte Kinsley and why do I always forget their name? Oh, that's not the right one.
I have it written. That's a lot to go through.
Oh no, I know.
Fair.
This is why I write stuff down. Queen Charlotte Kinsley and where are you? King Daniel Wellard Kinsley are the current rulers, with their son, Prince Charles of Shelly being also their heir, obviously, but that's the rulers of Shelly and it is a
And do I know?
absolute monarchy.
Do
or
I know if
diarchy.
the queen?
But-
Yeah. Do I know if the queen would be approachable to allow us to go to this place where the chain is?
You don't know much about what she may or may not be approachable. Well, you know that she's no, I shouldn't say that. You would know that they are a very approachable couple about many things, but it like obviously getting an audience isn't the easiest thing necessarily. But you know that the head of your order, Adelaide, might be able to get an audience if needed.
Okay. So yes, definitely the head of my order would be very helpful when it comes to one of the chains.
Well, that makes sense then. Let's go do that.
Although I don't necessarily know if she can actually is able to gain the audience of the queen and try, but she might have an ace up her sleeve.
Now I really
I'm
want to
kinda-
do that. I've never met a queen.
Well, I mean, didn't he just tell us the I don't know his name. Ren the one that told us all about this chain
Aurelius?
and that you need the
Aurelius?
queen's permission. Yeah.
Um,
See, I remember
Sounds like
certain facts.
Aurelius.
you know that the Queen of Thalion, which is a different kingdom, knows the location of that
Ah.
chain, and I think you could easily presume that the king and queen, knowing that information of each of the other kingdoms, probably know where their chain is located, possibly.
So, and do we need permission
Well-
from them, if I remember right? Yes.
Well, I'd say that's something you could easily assume, because it's
Okay.
if it was something this
That is
important.
our best bet. Is the head of my order to see if she can get us into an audience with the queen to plead our case and try to stop this from happening.
Cool.
That's
What's
one
the
thing we
queen's
can
name?
do. Queen Charlotte.
Charlotte.
That's such a queen name. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've been watching it on Netflix. I like it. She was married to the Mad King.
As you folks
that
are like
one.
having this like conversation, like you'll see Corian finishes his drink and then puts it down, and he's gonna look at Ishii. He's like, "Well, I'll leave the decision making up to you folks." And he's gonna kind of rise from his seat, and he's gonna go to Aurelius and he is, "Am I safe to assume our resting place is where we woke up?"
Yes, that's basically it's about all we have. Is that it's not exactly a large camp.
A recap here for a minute.
Mm.
What is the
Very
most
well.
simplest thing?
What do you mean?
What is the most one that seems the less problematic of the components?
You mean of rebinding the chains?
Yes.
Well, they already said that they can easily supply the 500 gold worth of incense, but everything else is retrieving the phylactery pieces from the cult itself, which seems dangerous. If going to the cult headquarters is very dangerous, but it seems like checking in on chains is the least dangerous. The ones that they don't have concrete information about yet.
So we need permission to go to the chains to see if they're connected.
You'd need permission to know where it is if you want to go there to see. Yes, if it's being well guarded enough, at least. we'll say by your standards.
But the items that we need are with the cult.
Yes, technically. That's definitely it seems to be a later thing.
I see.
Right. So, and as I kind of look to Aurelius here and ask this question, I'm like, well, I shall retire for the time being. When you folks come to a decision, do let me know. And he's gonna kind of step out and kind of head back to his cot. I gotta step away
Yeah.
because I gotta finish things off for
Yeah, no,
my
I'm trying
campaign.
to wrap it up.
So, yep. So,
No
but
problem.
I'll step away now since I can do that.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
All right.
Bye.
So as Corian goes back to the tent, what are you guys doing? Or asking really? Or just so I can kind of roll it in here.
So
Well,
I assume we're
would it
going to
be-
Aberysthy?
Sounds about right.
I'm sorry, but the thing about the wizard, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to understand.
Oh,
So
it's
we
fine.
need the wizards, right? We
You
need the wizards,
need power.
or do we
yeah.
just need the god?
You need power of some sort, and apparently an immense amount.
So we can do
Well,
either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either or both.
Well, my god did not technically say that they wouldn't help.
That's good.
Yeah.
We have a chance.
DM,
we
I
have
a
we have some hope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there
Definitely
still
talking to
a
the order
charge?
might be. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Go
I
ahead,
was-
go ahead, Lilith, really quickly.
Is there still a charge on Lilith's wedding ring, or did she sort of spend it when she was talking
Oh,
to
sorry, I
him
forgot you were
earlier?
in charge. I'm gonna say. I'll say that no, because you were answering a message. You weren't.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say like
You have a sending stone.
kind of. Well,
Kind of.
I'm gonna say for that, it's more like he can like basically contact you no matter what. It's you expending the charge to talk to him directly. That requires a charge.
All right. In that case, she's going to be. Well, probably best to rip the bandage off and talk to him while I'm slightly drunk.
Oh, it's the best choice.
Oh, it's a good thing you can't fling your pan at him.
Oh, if only. And with that, she will sort of look to the group and sort of wait for their silent, like, approval, I guess.
Someone just gives her a big thumbs up. One of which
Alright.
is bleeding because he ripped a fingernail off of it.
Honey, don't pick at your nails. Also.
I give
And
him a
with that,
healing
she
word.
will- Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So he'll stop bleeding. I'll give him a healing word.
Okay, yeah. Let's just say you give him healing word. It kind of stops bleeding. Go ahead, Lilith.
She will press the gemstone
Mm-hmm.
on her ring and sort of hold it up to her face. Sort of clear her throat. Is there a word limit?
I'm gonna say it's the sending word limit, so 25 words.
And I'm in the kitchen, so I don't have my word counter. Shit.
It just,
Okay, let me grab my phone. I gotta count my words.
it's okay.
Why
I'm
is it
making
25 words
lasagna.
and
I'm
less?
sorry. I've
Yeah,
got
that's how
like
sending
beef in the
works.
frying pan. I know, bad me making
You're fine.
dinner.
You're
on
fine.
VR.
You're fine.
Not in VR, DnD.
You're fine.
I've been in VR too long.
My other character,
Anyway.
she will eventually have sending.
Tell you what,
Awesome.
actually, to give you time to actually think of your words, we'll say as you push the gem and go to speak and just say your message, we'll end the session there for this week, and that way you can have time to think about your words. Sound good?
You monster. Just kidding. Okay.
Plus it's 4 o'clock, and yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
4 o'clock.
Can I do
12
one thing?
o'clock.
Yeah, go ahead.
Regardless of whatever that sending results in, Del was just gonna stand up and be like, "Yay, we're gonna go meet Queen Cheryl Crow, and he's gonna give Aurelius a big hug, and he's gonna slip that fingernail that he ripped off into his pocket.
Okay. I think I know what you're doing.
For fuckery purposes later.
Nice. Always welcome.
All right.
Roll like sleight of hand or something on that.
Yeah, I'd say roll. Well, I think no. I'm gonna say he's so surprised by you hugging him that he's not gonna notice. He's gonna be too distracted based on his
Awesome.
current demeanor with you.
Aha.
Did you just put
Wow.
your fingernail on him?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
slip
did.
it into his pocket.
that's a reason.
Disgusting. Mm.
Yeah, it is.
I know why he did it. But yeah, so we'll end there and come back to it next week, same time. Yay! I'm going to meet up in Discord and just end the stream, okay, guys? Or definitely rather. Go over here. Thank you everyone for coming along. Don't go anywhere. We are gonna raid out because that's the thing to do. That one, and let me just raid message for subs and non-subs. Who is on that we can raid? You know what? We're gonna raid Crispy, cause why not? He's playing Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment. D&D into a D&D-like game makes sense to me. Come back next week around the same time, and yeah. Bye. Ooh, hello button.